Hey, Marco, you ready for the totally awesome, coolest show ever?
Marco 316 says start the show before I whoop your... All right, I don't have the Stone Cold. I smoked 60 packs. That's one of Matt's favorite guys, so I had to do something for it. I didn't have it, and you know we cannot use profanity within the 30 seconds. So I had nothing else for y'all. He wanted me to crash beer cans anywhere, but I only got bottles, so
I got cans, but I don't want them getting all over my comics and shit. We were at 40 seconds, so we're outside of the 30 seconds.
Excellent. Nice. Oh, I could have said it then. Or we are now. Yes. Good.
We are.
Hey, so this week we got news. We've got a special guest from Absolute Geek. We've got Matt. Matt, what's going on?
Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's good to have you. I've had a couple great shows with you in the past. We've
it's been a fun ride.
We've had some fun times together. We've done some great shows. Yeah, they're always talked about. I'll tell you that much. But
memorable.
Me and Pete really we like to have friends on in the community. So I knew Spider-Man. I remember one of the conversations we had early on was with you. Behind the scenes, you talked a lot about Spider-Man. I think I sent you a book or two. And I think, if I recall correctly, you were the first one with the No Way Home thing that some people were ridiculing you for. And if you go back and watch some of that footage, you hear me say, well, slow down and listen to what this man has to say. Because I don't know that much about it. But so when we came up with doing the Spider-Man crossovers, there's only one guy I could think about getting. And that was you. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Oh, by the way, he is part of Absolute Geek that does show on Fridays. At what time? I always get the time screwed up because I'm in Eastern Standard.
Yeah, it's 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Standard Time. Perfect. All right. Well, Pete, let's go. Let's start some news. Let's get it going.
All right, we'll start up the news. I think I got the thing ready.
Okay, news.
Weekly news update.
What's going on, Obi?
A little light this week, but there are a few things to kind of cover. I'm going to start off with the box office. I always like talking about the movies and the box office results, and Eternals is out there. I personally didn't get to see it yet. I'm going to try this weekend, but it did all right. 71 in the U.S. ain't bad
for a show nobody knows about. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, and still number one by a fair margin. I mean, Dune was only 8 at number 2, so
they were giving away comics on that one too. Just so people know, there was
and posters.
What and what
and posters.
Yeah. The comics were like the comics were something weird. It was like greatest. They got like Legos on the front cover. Matt, do you know what it is? Did you see this, Matt? Did you get the comics?
I've seen the movie. I haven't seen the comic. I didn't get the comic, but I did get the posters. I don't know if the comics was like an IMAX thing or not.
Going to be an IMAX.
It was by the trash can thing. That's what it was.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
When you went to the theater, you had to go look by the trash can. And if you were looking by the trash can, then you could find it. So my man Dave got a couple extra. So maybe I'll see if I can get some from him and give one away or two away. It's just covers, I guess, for Eternals. We'll see. But 71's not bad, man. What'd you think of the movie there, Matt?
I thought it was 2.5 hours of my life I can't get back.
Great. Sounds good.
It wasn't a very good movie. Like, it was just, it's one of those things where you want something new out of Marvel, and you can kind of see them starting to separate from the, your home street level heroes and Spider-Man, and now you're getting your cosmic stuff with the Eternals, and I just feel like it was a little too late. It was out of place where they put it. I probably would have done better if it was before Endgame and Infinity Wars, and they have to go back and explain all this Thanos stuff, and it's just, I just kind of felt like it was long, drawn out, and wasn't what I was hoping it would be.
Do you see that there might be, and this is the question I have, because a lot of people have ranked it like with Thor 2, right? That's where they've put it. Like the Whiplash, the Whiplash Thor, the Whiplash Thor and Iron Man. Well, a lot of people I know have been saying that. Hey TY, what's going on? I hope do you see that it could cause something for the future where even if they don't go into Eternals, they can break? I don't think it would ever work, right? Like it's just too big of a cast.
Since we're kind of covering this anyway.
Yeah, it's just too big of a cast, right? Anyhow, too much stuff going on. There's like no way that this is going to actually work, right? They would have had to split it up eventually, or no? Is that not what you feel?
Well, yeah, and the best part about I heard about this is one of my buddies said that when I saw at the end of the screen where it says Eternals will return, I stood up and screamed, "Why?" Because you don't need it. But like half of the Eternals aren't even there for the final battle. Like half of them just leave. So it's weird where they're gonna fit in, how they're gonna fit in, and what are you gonna do
with them?
With them, yes. Because your massive threat in the Thanos, they were just like, oh well, we're chilling, we're out here, you know, not doing anything, letting the world get wiped out. And so I just, like I said, I think it's weird how they fit them in, and I just don't. And I'm one of those people that will rank it low. I'll rank it right there with Thor 2 and Iron Man 2 and 3, and yeah, it's just not.
It just seemed like they were trying to take on, like, it almost seems like this would have been better as, I don't know, maybe I can say this. If this was a Disney Plus situation, if we had something else, if almost we did Loki on the screen, and in the meantime, we had this on Disney Plus as a runner, I think it might have been done better, but maybe not. I mean, just like kind of a filler to do, like, because it's almost like a, you know, like in Star Wars, they use the comics and the novels to do these canon feeders, right? And this is not like a canon feeder, Matt, don't you think? Something to that effect.
Yeah, I would probably say that. It's probably a good assumption.
Well, it sucks that it's doing bad, but it's still not doing that bad. I mean, 71 million.
Audiences like it better than the critics, at least on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's the old way, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I just thought it was interesting.
All right, let's say hi to the chat. Phil, what's going on? Obi, Styx was here super early. Styx gets an award for being here early. Obi the Gray, what's going on? Double J's, good to see you, JJ. TY TV 93, what's up, TY? Check out his video. I'll link one below. Joe, what's going on? And that's what we got in the chat so far. All right, let's go. Pete, what do we got next in news?
We're going to keep kind of linked to Eternals a little bit, where we got the writer saying that the door is open for them to introduce Galactus. I mean, I want to see Galactus, but I still haven't seen Eternals yet, but going off of Matt's glowing review, I don't know if this is the place I want to see Galactus introduced then.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do Galactus in an Eternals 2. Like, you want that in Silver Surfer, don't you? That's what you want. You want Silver Surfer, Galactus. You want that's where you want it.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. Yeah, I just don't know.
I want this.
Eternals.
I want this.
Yeah, but if Eternals name dropped it, you know what I mean? Like, what if it was the name drop? I mean, I get it. Yeah, probably. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see if Eternals actually becomes Eternals or if they do something else with it. Because you've had a hard time. WandaVision wasn't the best overall rated in the beginning, but people warmed up to it. This doesn't seem like this is something people are going to be warming up to. It seems like
they might.
You never know.
Well, and it almost feels like they're reaching the bottom of the barrel. Like, if you know the after credit scene and the character they introduced, you're starting to feel like they're reaching the bottom of the barrel as far as characters go already.
Which stinks because there's so much. I think the problem that they missed was the missed opportunity was there's an easier way to get to space.
Yeah.
Okay. There's an easier. You already got Guardians, which they kind of have there, but they have to link the Earth to space. And I think there's an easier way to do that, either going through FF, which is a franchise people still know, but even if you didn't go that far, because you would have had to have planned out before you bought Fox, you could have at least taken Nova. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you could have taken Nova. And I know it's hard sell, but since you've already been introduced to the Nova Corps in Guardians of the Galaxy, it would have been a name drop. You could take Nova up, use the Nova Corps, and move it over, in my opinion. But what do I know?
You definitely get to feel that they're splitting now. Like, you're getting your cosmic stuff with the Marvels and then Eternals and, you know, whatever they're working with that, and then now you're getting your mystic stuff with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and your street hero stuff with like Spider-Man Far From No Way Home and all that kind of stuff. So it definitely feels like
I want a horror corner.
you're getting that split between mystic, space, and street level.
I mean, I remember we did the tier list for the Eternals, and we got a lot of views on it because people didn't know what it was about. And even when we were doing it, we were like, I mean, it's a Kirby thing, but like, there's some weird shit there. Like it's not like what you think of normal superheroes or like the Stan Lee version of superheroes. Let's just call it I'm not gonna break it between like shooter and all that, but like the basics of the Stan Lee superhero, right? Where he comes up with this idea of the character. And if you say that like, oh, well, somebody else drew the art to the character, they came up with the character, sure. But Stan Lee's ideas for these characters hit home every single time almost. And I think they got to kind of stick to that type. I don't know if this is the area.
Eternals aren't that accessible. Like,
I think that's good for TV shows and Disney Pluses, but I'm not quite sure it's for the place. Do we know? Did they give away a free pizza? Is this what they're saying? They're giving away free pizzas with the show and still not doing well?
No, there was a conversation on our show. We were trying to review this movie on our show Friday night with Kyle, and somehow it broke into a conversation about a pizza hut out here having a brick oven pizza. Okay. The conversation went on for like an hour about a brick oven pizza. It's ridiculous. About pizza having brick oven pizza.
Probably link it below. I will say this. I was just watching something else while they were talking about Pizza Huts out in like Korea and how like it's like a high-end seafood place. Like pasta and seafood. And here we seafood place. Yeah. Oh yeah. They have like seafood pasta and like all this stuff. Like it's crazy. And then here you get a cruddy pizza.
Well, what's like 7-Eleven's? 7-Eleven's here, just a little convenience store, and out in like Japan, it's like a supermarket, man. Like,
supermarket.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I want to see the Craig Robinson commercials for the seafood, seafood Pizza Huts.
Marv, what's going on? And I think if it has a lot of characters, it'd be easy. I think if you did it as a TV show and introduced all these characters, then you could split them up into different stuff. You know what I mean? And move it around. And that's kind of what I was saying. Why I think it would be better on Disney+. But we can question Marvel's moves, but they do a good job in the end. Like if you look at the overall picture, sure, they might screw up here or there, make an Iron Man 3, make a Eternals, make a Thor 2. But at the same time, then they got Endgame. So and it was over after that. I mean, it had mass appeal. So yeah, this might be a little bit of a screw up, but I think for the times we're in, I mean, dude, you think Shang-Chi was going to hit? Shang-Chi? Like, come on, man. And that thing is a home run as far as they're concerned. So
yeah, it's still on top.
2 out of 3 isn't bad. Or 1.5 because they own a half of Venom, right? Is that what we're going with? 1.5. Yeah,
I guess
1.5 out of 3. All right, what else we got, Pete?
One last thing, loosely Eternals related, is that the director may be in talks to do a Star Wars movie with Feige.
This is why we had to drop a High Republic.
And this is maybe why? I don't know.
Yeah, the only problem I have with this is so you have a movie that everybody is like, not everybody is panned by a lot of people, and they go, final talks right before they hate that movie. So I don't think this is. I mean, I think there is a high. Obviously, if you watch a Star Wars show that's on Sunday on this channel exclusively now, then you would know that we talk about that there is something. It's a full media marketing thing, and there is a movie coming around.
Yeah,
so there's also a TV show, like a cartoon. It's coming, but do you think that yeah, sure, he probably is in talks with somebody, but they already have the movie written. They have the outline for the movie already written. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Does anybody care? Raise your hand if you care about this at all.
Well, I want to see a movie.
Oh yeah, I know, but like that some rumor site said that there's a rumor that somebody talked to somebody. I just think it's fun. Like you could have chosen anybody. Why would you choose the one? Why did you?
Well, because apparently Feige likes her. Like he I guess. And the movie didn't do terribly, like as far as the box office goes. So I don't think this is far fetched now, just because a lot of critics and people are panning it. But I still think we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
I don't know, man. I think you're gonna get a lot of this. I think they've got to be very if the trilogy that they come out with. I mean, this is what we think the next trilogy is going to be, right? Like the High Republic trilogy. And if they come out and if the next trilogy of the High Republic starts off like the end of the last trilogy, I mean. Yo, you could have a bad movie every once in a while. You're Disney and Marvel. I get it, but you can't do that. You just can't come out, right? I mean,
I just don't think you can look at the director for this because a lot of movies, it's not the director's fault. The movie's bad. It's a bad script. It's a bad actors. Like it can be well directed, but
I don't know. A lot of the directors in these movies now are also having like editorial parts, or they're having writers put on and do some of the writing, or you become a J.J. Abrams where you do both parts yourself, and then like it turns into a shit show.
Well,
right?
There's also the disconnect here. Are we going to completely assume that that Feige's movies will be the High Republic? I mean, he could be doing anything. We just know he's going to be doing a Star Wars movie. He got the WandaVision guys writing it, and he likes this lady to direct it. Doesn't necessarily have to be High Republic. It could be another Skywalker movie.
Could be another one-off. Could you, dude? So out of the last year, right? Take the two least liked fucking things that they put out: WandaVision on television and the Turtles movie, and you have the two parts of that together, Matt. How's that going to turn out for you? Does that sound like something that goes in a brick oven and comes out tasty? Because to me, it doesn't.
Like, I didn't have a problem with WandaVision. Like, I liked it. Like,
I'm not saying I liked it too. I'm not saying that. You have to, you know me. You have to appeal to the masses. Yeah. WandaVision did not appeal to the masses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the whole Mephisto thing left a bitter taste in a lot of people's mouth when it came to WandaVision. But
true,
faith in Feige, right? Like, there's not. You look at Marvel and you go, okay, well, how many bad Marvel movies are there? You can count them on one hand so far.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. But when they're bad, they're bad.
Yeah, true.
They're bad.
But at the same time, that's why I think that's the strongest argument why it could be High Republic is because Feige can build an extended universe.
Everybody
so if he's going to start building a Star Wars universe like as big as High Republic could be, like they could have multiple properties running out of that.
By the way, everybody always talks about Thor 2 and they talk about Iron Man 3, and they forget the worst of the movies, Iron Man 2 with Whiplash.
Yeah. Which
is by far, that shouldn't even, they should erase that from the bellows, man. Like, that's gone. Like, that thing was so bad, bro.
It was. I didn't like Mickey Rourke, but I did like Sam Rockwell.
But I love him, but that movie, that's not the worst. That's not what you get. Maybe we should do a movie Marvel rank, because that is by far, like,
they can take the Edward Norton Hulk movie along with it too.
Oh,
it wasn't great. It was better than I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
I'm with Matt on this one. I don't think I can watch that Hulk movie again.
You didn't like the pop can with the drop of the blood in it?
No, I was bored.
Ross was terrible. What I'm saying, no, I was putting that on the level of Iron Man 3, but not quite on Iron Man 2. Either way, I mean, you're right, but we just got, what was that now? Now we got 4 or 5. What do we have, 5 already? You're still one-handed, but that hand's getting kind of full, man. So, in Marvel, we trust. Yeah, we could trust in Marvel and MCU all we want. That it's not DC that just puts out crap every time. But what I'm saying is they shit the bed. Like, they're not perfect. Their run isn't perfect. I mean, they're still like at 80%, but
DC doesn't put out crap every time. They've just not hit a home run. I think the best that DC can do is hit like 75%. Like, you get me 75% of the way there, and I'm like, this could have been better.
The best 3 movies they've put out so far is a character that talks to fish, a female heroine that everybody just used to like that got tied up and was very skimpy, and a reboot of Suicide Squad that failed miserably. Those are the 3 best movies they put out in the last 20 years. So that's 75%.
The failing miserably though was the streaming, and if I couldn't stream it, I would have had to go to the theater, but I didn't have to go to the theater. I could watch it for free at home, so I stayed home to watch Suicide Squad.
And it's almost a ground rule double. You're right. That they pretty much have got almost a ground rule.
But I'm not saying they don't strike out every time. I was still entertained by a few of their movies.
I'm not saying I was either. I was entertained by some of them, but like it's if Marvel put out movies like DC did, you could fit them on 2 hands, not one, and we wouldn't be like their level is Eternals. Like, that's their home run over at DC.
Yeah. Like, even the Joker movie would have been better had they just changed the ending. Had they just implied that he made up the whole story, I would have enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah.
It was just like one tiny little thing, and they changed it. I would have enjoyed their version of Taxi Driver a lot more if it was just a story the Joker was telling a therapist.
Oh, see, I like that. I love that ending. I love that they let the audience make up your mind on whether or not he's telling a story or if these events really took place. I like being left with that.
No, well, that's what I mean. Like, I felt like maybe they needed to push it more towards. I still feel like they weren't really implying it was a story at all. I still feel like they were kind of pushing that was that characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you gotta say, by the way, I'm just gonna call out Gold J and I'm gonna call out Joe here. When you have to talk about the animation being top notch, great. You're talking about the C League here, the minor leagues, the developmental league. It's great. Like, but when you get up into the pros, your team's worse than the Lions, dude.
Man, I don't even think DC's animation stuff is that good anymore. Have you seen? I mean, Batman, Harley Quinn. Have you seen Killing Joke? Like, how can you mess up Killing Joke? How can you mess up Long Halloween? How can you mess up, a lot of this stuff? Like, the fighting one that just came out. I'm drawing a blank on the name of it right now, but oh my god!
I mean, that's that was
video game. The animation movie video game.
Arkham Asylum.
No. The chat will help me out. I'm blanking on it, but it's like their version of Mortal Kombat. Injustice.
Injustice.
That's right.
That movie was bad too. If you've gotten to see it already, and it just like I think the DC animation train is plummeting also.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that too.
That's unfortunate. We're still in news though, so next part of news because we haven't gotten out of this yet.
All right, this is not so much news as just an interview answer, but I'd like to see Henry Cavill play Captain Marvel. I just kind of want to see Captain Marvel in the MCU.
You mean Captain Britain? Captain Britain.
I'm sorry. Yes, Captain Britain. My
I would like to see Captain Britain too, and I actually think he'd be good playing a real superhero for once.
I want to see this. Like, I want Captain Britain, the MI-13. I want Pete Wisdom. I want that.
Do we get his sister? Do we get his sister back before Mojo screwed her up or after? Do we get Olivia Munn?
You can try.
I'll take Olivia Munn again. Good. Cool. I'm down with this too. Yeah, I like the MI-13 stuff too. I mean, they got the Black Knight, right?
Yeah, so you got the Black Knight. Even like I was telling you before we started filming, Blade ends up in the series because they do crossover with the vampires. So you can even tie Blade in. Yeah.
I don't want Blade tied in.
I know, I'm just saying you could.
Do we have to tie everything in? I mean, now that Marvel owns the Empire, can we just do different genres and like take over genres piece by piece? Right? That's kind of what Matt was saying earlier. Like, why you have space, right? Do space with space.
Well, this would be more the mystic, maybe touch of horror. Because again, if you do vampires,
well, yeah, but I think they're heading towards this. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but Britain. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say because at the end of Eternals, I don't know if I want to spoil it for you guys, but there's a big.
I've heard of the spoil. I don't know if
the spoilers have gone out now. Like it's hard to stay away from.
Yeah, I think we're free to talk about.
Before the movie dropped, the spoilers came out. So
because I mean, you get the Kit Harington getting ready to pick up the sword, and then you hear Blade talking to him from the background, Mahershala Ali's voice in the background. So. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Captain Britain shows up and you get this MI-13 stuff.
But do you want the MI-13? Do you want that crossover with Blade on the MI-13, or do you want the spy like Captain Britain trying to save it with the other part of the mystical world with what's her name? The whole Arthur bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they turns into modern day spies with King Arthur and the mages and all that shit.
Either way. I like Cavill. If DC doesn't want him, they want to recast Superman. Let him.
Good. I think he'd be a good Captain. I actually think he'd play a better Captain Britain than he would play Superman. That stone-jawed and a little bit more. How do you say this politely? Like he's got a stick up his ass. Yeah. Yeah. Works well for Captain Britain. All right. What do we got next?
Just a quick one that Black Panther 2 is delayed as Shuri is recovering from her injuries. I think she got hurt a while ago, but now I think they're at the point where they got to wait.
Somebody asked this. Recovering from her foot injury. Okay. Can't we just...
And there's still talk that she's going to be Black Panther, so
Yeah, I think she's still gonna be Black.
I mean,
Widow.
it's
Somebody asked
obvious
that
that
earlier.
it
Who
makes
asked
sense
that?
that she would be, but
Uh,
whether you go for her on the first of the cover or first, when she actually takes it.
Somebody asked a question about this earlier. So I'm trying to go back and find it. I think like he said, I think they're going to stay with her and she'll be fine. I mean, whatever. What are they?
Yeah.
Look, they're just about to bring ODB back on the stage this weekend, and they had to shut that down. I think they could bring her back, even with one leg, and make it look like two. So there you go. All right.
Yeah, and Joe's comment in the chat, I was going to touch on that, but I didn't know if I wanted to
What do you say?
bring it up on there. Her COVID status
is
causing a lot of controversy too. So that movie is supposed to come out next year. It's probably going to get pushed out of next year into 2023.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, because she's also quite outspoken about it too. It's not just that, just not facts, but. Anyway,
we know what happens
delays.
though if your employer tells you to stop talking and you don't. We've seen it in the past.
See what happened, but
You know what Disney's going to do to you. If they tell you to stop, you have all the right in the world to say whatever you want. You also have the right to pick up your last paycheck. So there you go. Rise of the Beasts.
Yep. So Rise of the Beast is being pushed into 2023, and somebody else is taking Rogue Squadron's spot, apparently. This Star Trek movie that I got to introduce Marco to. Star
Wars knockoffs, huh? Well, hopefully J.J. Abrams goes back to directing that. And they're really coming up with another Star Trek movie?
Apparently.
Why?
They weren't bad.
Yeah, but nobody watches.
Lots of Trekkies out there.
Yeah, I like the newer movies. It's just it kind of Chekhov is gone. It kind of puts a damper on things. Simon Pegg wrote a good movie, the last one. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well,
anyway,
good for you.
So it's taking Rogue Squadron's empty spot because that's getting pushed as well.
Okay.
And also getting pushed, Ms. Marvel apparently is going to be coming later in 2022. Along with Andor is also coming much later than I thought we were expecting.
Yeah, I think when we see the lineup of when they actually, besides investment days were today, what is it? Disney Plus days come out. Is tomorrow?
Friday?
Is it Friday?
I think it's Friday.
I think we're gonna have a full calendar schedule hopefully come out by that point. And when you see that calendar schedule come out, I think we're gonna have a bigger feeling for when everything's coming out, including the movies. And when they start going back to the trilogy, which probably won't even be for 4 years, 5 years till they start getting back into another trilogy. I'm not even talking about the standalones. Like even the one we just talked about earlier, if that that High Republic stuff, that's 5-6 years down the road. So all right, fair enough. 2020 is not that long away. We're almost there.
Oh, we're already past 2020
or 2021, 2022. Sorry, my bad. 2022. What's up, Tiger Fett? 2022 is not that long away. I mean, we're gonna hit there, and then it'll be summer soon enough. So
yeah, it will be.
I mean, with how much stuff is in the pipeline, it's not really.
Yeah, I know. There's already enough that we know is coming to kind of.
I wish they'd get that Miss Marvel thing out though, because I want to see if that's going to be a success or just a dumpster fire. I hope it works. But
Stickboy's asking about Hawkeye. That actually starts Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, that's next.
Or Thanksgiving week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so much stuff, man. It is still
24th. Two episodes will drop to start it.
Okay, cool.
That's it. Just to kind of remind people. Yeah.
Are you guys really excited about this? I'm like, this can't be bad, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be okay.
I am. I like.
And nothing says holidays like shooting somebody in the eye with an arrow or violence.
I mean, the Christmas Story. They made a whole
right.
The best holiday movie ever is based on that.
Yeah, it's like a Shane Black Disney Plus, Marvel series right around Christmas.
Yeah, I just think, or like Die Hard around Christmas. Yeah, right. Yeah, like you said. All right,
well, I was saying Shane Black. All of his movies are around Christmas. And I know one of them is Iron Man 3.
Okay, hopefully it'll be okay. It can't be bad. It can't be that bad. I mean, Hawkeye looks good. Yeah, I think it's a little bit too early for that. Yes, it is too early for D-list. Hartman. Jesus, what is with the name? Buy cards, Hartman Sports. .cards, .on,
There's too much punctuation in the name.
Hartman, bro. All right. Well, we got it all in there. Yes, so we'll put that up there for you. Here's your one shout out, Hartman. There you go.
Yeah,
Yes, it's too early.
There's easier ways to get
early.
advertising.
Yeah. We need an arrow shot to Nakatomi Tower. Yeah, we're talking about that. Cool. I'm mildly excited. Yeah, I think it does. The previews look good. The cast looks okay. I think we're all right. Yes, we got the jokes.
Yes,
back in the 90s again. All right, what's next, Pete?
Everybody's favorite, Miss Minutes, is going to be in the comics. So they're going to canonize Ms. Minutes.
Good. Well, you know what? There's a paper shortage, so we're not going to get second prints of this horse shit.
Yeah, and I think it's actually going to be a cover. There's going to be a variant cover, but I felt like I'd just go with this regular timeless cover, so I didn't duplicate the image.
Well, first appearance of a fucking talking clock. Good luck with that.
Kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. Matt, you got to buy 20 copies of this?
Yep, it's going to sell like hotcakes.
People will buy it. All right, now we're going to quickly just dip a toe in the video games because we got a whole separate section coming, but sticking with the Marvel stuff, this Midnight Blade is getting pushed until late 2022. There was a nice long letter that they posted, I think, on Twitter or whatever, just kind of
hi everyone, we spent way too much money releasing that trailer that we had for this video game, and we actually didn't have any of this video game ready for you guys to actually play. Not to mention hackers completely destroyed our beta. Therefore, we decided to put out this very long speech, and we're moving into 2022. All right.
Late 2022 as well.
Late 22. Thanks for your support. I know you'll forget about us by then. Is that it? Did I sum that up for everybody?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty good.
All right.
I would have added, please make sure to go find out who the Midnight Suns are so it makes you want to buy our game.
Well, we did it. We actually, here on the TAC show, if you go back about 3 months, we did a version of the Midnight Suns, so you can go back and watch that show and, get
we like the 90s.
Yeah, we do. We really love the 90s. Everything's
Which is why I will talk about old sneakers like these.
Oh, hey, finally got a sneaker that I don't know how much these cost, so let me.
I don't either. I didn't look at the price.
Myers is having a Skechers sale right now, so I don't know if I can fork over money for this if the Skechers are on sale. But
these Starlord Guardians, it's 2 different color versions. They're kind of cool looking. Like you see, they even got a special tab, on those red ones here, and there's pretty cool Guardians box. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. I don't know if that's supposed to be SOL, or if it's just S Skull L. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Starlord. It's just Star.
Oh, okay.
Star
with a skull.
Whatever, man.
I don't know. They're still kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know. The red ones. I like the red ones. I don't know about the white ones.
Nah.
I think the red ones are solid. I don't like the green tag. On the
that looks weird. You are the best You are the best fans, Zaggy. You are.
Absolutely.
All right. I do. You're right. The green tag does stand out. That's kind of stupid. I don't know why they did that. They could have done it.
It's got the Guardians logo on it. I don't know why they chose green.
Do it in black and red. Who cares? Matt's right. Match it. Matchy.
Maybe they were going for a Drax thing. I don't know. Then I just decided to pick some weird ones. So these ASCII SB Dunks that have sharks on them. So I thought, oh, look, sharks. I don't know. Somebody will buy them.
That's pretty cool, turning the Nike swoosh into a shark. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a fun idea. Like I said, they're just too plain and too white for me to consider buying them personally, but fun to look at. All right, I'm also going to steal a little of our Star Wars Sunday Thunder with the toy section because there was no good toy news. There's no good toy news outside of some Lego stuff, which was all happened to be Star Wars related like this.
JJ asked us how many more shirts we had to sell before we could buy one of these. I said like 300 more.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Not going to get that.
This is $800 for this Lego set.
Cool as shit. It is so cool.
To give you a sense of the size of it, here's this guy standing next to it. You can see the cut, you can see inside, panels drop down and.
No, they had to come up with special pieces because of the weight. The weight is so strong in this thing that they had to come up with special Lego, they use the Lego tech stuff to switch it around. And then you can't actually adjust it. You actually need to build yourself a tool to adjust the parts so that you could keep the weight of the top up there. That's how crazy this thing is.
Yeah, you need the techniques.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I mean, what is that? 66,785 pieces.
Oof.
Yeah.
So it's a lot for $800, but still $800.
It is $800. You know what? You buy one of these, and in 5 years, that thing's $2,000 easy.
Oh yeah,
easy.
I don't even have to wait that long, probably.
You can ride it. No, you can't ride it, Hartman. No, you cannot ride it. It is close,
if you want cheaper, you can get yourself a nice little Lego lightsaber hilt that you could build out of Lego and sit on the side.
$36 for $36.
Yeah, it's $36 for this like little. It's only 173 pieces, so it's a smaller set.
My wife wants to know if the AT-AT is available for Christmas, because I might be getting one.
I think it is, but I don't know if.
Okay, there you go. One. So me,
I already asked my wife. She said no, so I'm not gonna help you get one.
She just asked me if the AT-AT available and on your Christmas list. It is now, hon. It is now. Okay.
Be happy with this $36 lightsaber that you'll get instead, because
the problem is
definitely more palatable.
It's just like Vader's castle that I have back there, right? This is the problem with it. I want to open it so bad, and I would refuse to open it. So it'll be $800 sitting in a box, never to be opened. Right? Who's opening that?
I'd want to. That's like, I'm going to take 2 days off of work and I'm going to build it.
Wanting to and actually doing it. I do. Well, maybe for views, I guess, but I don't care about views that much. So what would you, I mean, like, Matt, would you, for $800, would you open that box if you spent $800?
No. not at $800. No.
That's the problem. And actually, I was kind of disappointed. It's only got like 12 minifigs in it. Dude, for $800, you better give me 25, 30 minifigs. It goes, it could seat 40 minifigs. Okay. So how many minifigs you giving me? 12. No, bro. You said seat 40. You better give me 42. You know what I mean? 2 to stomp on and 40 to sit in. You know what I mean?
Personally, I think if
41.
Personally, if you're going to spend $800 on an AT-AT, that just means that you have enough money to just blow it on whatever you want. And you've run out of things to buy. So you're like, let me buy $800 worth of Legos. Yeah, and here we go.
I don't buy a lot of stuff. I really don't buy a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I mean,
the fact that you had to turn around and look at everything behind you just says that you're full of it. I don't buy a lot of stuff.
Dan wants me to open it and build it. First off, I don't know. I'm going to talk about. I would feel bad to have. Well, because I just not to open it, but like I just know how. Like I said, I don't know what Vader Castle costs, but that thing is a year old and still sitting over there.
You know what?
Right?
I can't say anything.
Isn't that like $150 or something? Because like I just can't open them for some reason.
Yeah, I was about to say no. I'm opening it, but then I realized, you know what? I still have the Voltron my brother bought my son and I for Christmas one year. It's still in the box up there, but that's because he's just not old enough to build that thing yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a different world. Like, as you know, both of you know me personally, I let my kids play like first generation Turtle. Anything I bring home, they can open and play with. Don't care. But when it comes to me, I can't open anything. I mean, look, I got sealed stuff everywhere. Like, I don't know why. So, like, why buy something if you're not going to open it? I guess. So, I don't know. We'll see. This is a discussion, I guess. We'll figure it out. Maybe it's for the end of the show.
My son the Mando figure, and he gave it back. He was like, I don't like it. I'm like, damn it. So now I got this Sasha Banks Mandalorian figure that I would have kept in the box probably, just because it's easier to store than storing it open.
Yeah, Zaggy's got a good point. I opened up the cards and then gave the Charizard, the $300 card, to my son. Like, I don't. It's not that, but when it's mine, like when it's for me, I just can't do it, man. All right, let's move on.
I think we only got one more thing, which just kind of ties in, I guess, with us, because YouTube channels, right, guys? No more public dislikes will be shown. We'll be able to see if people thumbs down, but apparently it won't be for the public to see all the thumbs downs.
Okay. Well, there you go.
It's something to combat harassment, I guess, or something. It was the story, or at least the explanation given.
Well, maybe if really that's what they're. I mean, look. I don't think bots are giving thumb downs to whatever. Okay, fair enough. Move on.
It is what it is, but that's it. Yeah. I thought it was kind of fun to put at the end. But that's what we got for the news.
All right, cool. Well, news took only 40 minutes today. That's pretty good. We're on fast track. But we will be doing a new segment. Like, this was part of the news when we took it out because I kind of wanted to dig into it a little deeper because I find it interesting. And I watched the Netflix series. Pete, no, that's not YouTube. That's Netflix. YouTube, they'll still let you give a thumbs down here and leave terrible comments underneath. Believe me, we've got them before.
What's that? No, that's for YouTube.
That's for YouTube?
That's the YouTube. Yes, no, that's for YouTube. The thumbs down is going to be gone.
Oh, I thought that was for Netflix.
No, that's for YouTube.
Really?
The thumbs down will be visible to the channel, but not for the public.
How does that stop harassment, though? Because if you're giving the person the thumbs down that's looking at the analytics, like, that's the whole point of
I don't know.
Just get rid of it completely. Get rid of the thumbs up, too. I mean, what is this instant gratification thing? Whatever. All right. Just stop taking 30% YouTube.
Please give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, please give us a thumbs up and comment below. Helps the algorithm. Ed's not here yet. All right. Let's get into some movie thing. Really? They got to do a better job with themselves.
Soft.
Matt, what are you going to do? I mean, you can't give every show a thumbs down anymore.
I know, right? I can't rock into MCM, give it a thumbs down and leave like I used to anymore. I can't do that.
Well, you'll still be there. They'll see it. It'll be.
I can't even give shows I'm on thumbs downs anymore.
Yeah, I know. Because we're going to get a thumbs down because Matt's on the show and he's going to give it to the show. You do know that, right? Every show he's on.
I thumbs up.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Can we get into what's this, Peter? No. Pete, do you want to do the video thing or am I doing it?
Oh, that's right. You wanted me to do the video thing. I forgot.
It's all right. I can share it, I think.
I got it. I just got it. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what we can do while you're waiting for me to do this? I did make this because even though I had no time today, I still decided to make this little thing.
Oh, is it the intro?
Yeah.
Oh, the intro's kind of... Oh, thank you, Tiger Fett. All right.
In case we do more.
Sweet intro. I think we're going to try to, because I think we're going to try to incorporate some video game talk here, even if people don't think it's important. This one, we're actually going to incorporate comic talk too. But for those people that don't know, and this is why I'm hooked on Netflix, is because this week, Riot Games decided, Riot Games, by the way, is the maker of League of Legends. They decided to have a TV show / series. It was 100% not only just the highest ranked ever on Rotten Tomato, but on Netflix video game / TV show. Mm-hmm. It's like one of their highest ranked original series. It actually killed it. Like, I mean, they were talking about it almost shutting down the servers because so many people were watching this thing. So I decided to watch it. I am not a big MPO fan or League of Legends fan, so I don't play a lot of those type of games, but I was surprised at how good this was done. I mean, and then when you think about it, they actually did the one thing that comic book, for the longest time, that comic book shows haven't done before. They have all those great trailers. Like, the Old Republic's a perfect example of this. Have you ever watched all the like cutscenes from the Old Republic?
Yeah.
It's like an awesome movie, right? Well, guess what? These guys have been putting these 5-minute clips on the internet for a while about like this type of stuff, using their gaming engine and everything to do those little cutscene type things. And then they just decide we'll do a TV series off of it and we'll charge people for it. And it's actually working. I mean, it's really good. How much they spend on the music for their show. This is the funny part, Hartman. Like, a lot of the stuff that they have there, they do already. Yes, because it is, by the way, it is the top of esports. League of Legends has been around since 2009 and it just kills it. It's billions of dollars. If you ask me how to play the game, I have no clue. I didn't actually know there was like this big of a backstory line to it, but it was really cool. Next slide, Pete. I mean, I don't know what everybody thought. Yeah. Right. They're already planning. So they're doing something cool too. I thought this format was interesting. They released 3 episodes. They started off with 3 episodes, the first drop. The next week they release another episode, or is it in 3s? I can't remember, but it's at least one more episode. And then they have little minis that are on their like website when you go to League of Legends, so you can catch up on some of the characters. Apparently there's a whole bunch of different worlds and stuff. I don't know. If you go down that rabbit hole, you'll be down it for a while. I definitely was. But this brings up an interesting question because this does have something else. They have been trying to do cross-platform with the stuff to make it more mainstream and popular. And one of the things they did is they teamed up with Pete, Marvel, and they actually have trade paperbacks. Now, this one right here, go pull all three. That's the first one is Ash Warhammer. That's out of print. If you see that thing, on those discount racks, I would suggest you pick it up. They also came out with Lux, and what's the last one is Zed. And all three are very popular. They have now encompassed and they've taught these people in this $1 billion portion. This part is just $1 billion for them. Like what they do is crazy. Like their esport, their whole campaign thing and everything else. But now all these people are going out and they want to know the lore behind it. And they're building this huge lore mecca. And it seems to be working through the sale of these TPBs, through their personal websites, these little shorts. And then obviously the Netflix series is the proof that people are all in on this. I mean, if you look at some of the reviews and stuff, people are like, yeah, where can I get these TPBs? Where can I get this? Where can I get more lore? And when they get immersed, they get all immersed. Now, I'm not saying this is going to work for everything, but we've seen some of these things happen before. So I decided, I was talking to Pete about this. I was like, man, I really thought about this. And back on MCM, when I was doing MCM, I brought up one book that I found pretty interesting. Pete, if we could look at the numbers of
where we get there. The game.
They're also going to gaming on Netflix too. Yeah, which is crazy, man. I mean, they're literally doing mobile gaming. They got the regular game. They've got another mobile game. They got this, which is pretty much the equivalent of the old school, like Mario Brothers type game that they're going to do on Netflix that everybody's looking forward to. They have shorts on this. They have background stories for all this junk. I mean, like that's where they're reinvesting their money into.
Yeah.
And they had something about Netflix. Like if you got on there, you got a discount or something like that. So that's something different, Zag. What could be next? So we're looking at properties that could be kind of next. And this is something that I mentioned with MCM. So we look at the overall numbers of viewership. Let's go to viewership to see what's streaming lately. Last month overall, you've got
League of Legends is on top.
Yeah, League of Legends, which is on top, and it's killing it up there, right? But that's like a multiplayer, different world type thing. Doto's 2's under the same thing. New World's there. Counter-Strike, Glogo, that just goes. Minecraft, Valorant, and then Apex. And as Matt knows, because he is also a battle royale type player, such as myself. Did you ever play Apex before?
Apex, yeah, loved it. I loved it for a while, and then Warzone came out and it was game over. But yeah, I loved Apex.
Well, it's not game over anymore because they just not only, as you see, Warzone's down there and they beat out Fortnite, and we know how good the comic on Fortnite did. But this last week, Epic's dropped a new map, and so did actually. Well, he mentioned it, but Call of Duty came out with Vanguard. And if you look at overall viewership, it's pretty much just chatting, which is like dumb stuff like we do. Then it's League of Legends killing it. Grand Theft Auto because they can beat up people in Grand Theft Auto. And Epic's like jumped Vanguard, Valorant, and Fortnite, and even Minecraft, which the kids love. And if you look at the overall numbers, it's a pretty big piece of the pie. And a lot of the people that are on Twitch right now are broadcasting that because that's where they can make their money. So as you see one of these up and coming type properties, which has been around, I mean, Apex has been around for what, 3 years now, Matt, too? Because it came out after PUBG. It came out like right after PUBG, right?
It came out right after PUBG, after Fortnite. It came out, I want to say it came out like 2019.
Yeah, and it was kind of niche for the longest time. But for some reason, it's successful. I mean, part of the problem with Warzone is all the hackers. Apex has the same amount of hackers, but like for some reason, they do better. Overall, next screen. So when you're looking at this is something we've covered these comic books before. They're hard to find. Go there's the Apex. Oh,
see, this is the thing. I'm sorry, I got the old deck in here, so
okay.
The comics are going to show them one by one like this.
Okay, cool. So that's number one. This is actually done by Raven Spawn, who also does. They actually had Titanfall, and they have Star Wars, JJ's favorite game, the one with Fallen Order in it, Fallen Order, and they actually put out like a hardcover of Apex already and of Fallen Order, but they also put out these individual ones from Dark Horse. Now, this comic you can't even find in back order anymore. Number one, it's kind of tough to get. All these have got first appearances in it. 2 does too, though. It's pretty popular, and 3 does also. Yeah, the Nakayama cover. There's number 3. 2. So 4 is coming out soon. I will tell you this, the reception on this is not great as far as fans of the game go, but the fans of Apex are kind of particular anyways. Like they're complaining about certain things, and they're like, they use artists that don't have anything to do with it. Well, it turned out they use the artists from the actual games and the storytellers from the actual games to do the backstory. But you see when you're playing this game that they've got more invested in it, and they've already taken the same format that League of Legends did on their website, telling these little backstories and these little runoffs of stories. So if you see these books, like, especially if you give cheap, like the print run for real is low on this crap. Like nobody ordered these books, nobody bought these books, and there ain't backups on these books, man. So, you see books like Uncharted hit, right? Back in the 90s, back in the 80s, you had Valiant doing all the stuff with the late 80s, early 90s. You had the Marios and the Zeldas and stuff. I'm not saying go out there and buy the farm, but these books are still dirt cheap. And it's a better investment than Fortnite and its 50,000 copies with a property that's pretty much dying off. Because I don't know what Matt thinks about Fortnite, but I know in the Battle Royale world, it's like the insult, right? It's the Vanilla Ice of rappers. Like, whenever you get somebody who sucks, you're like, why don't you go back and play a little bit of Fortnite, bro? So, right, Matt? I mean, is that not?
No, you're spot on, because Fortnite is usually associated with little kids. So you're like, go back to Fortnite, go play with some kids, someone who is a little bit more your skill level or right up at your speed.
Yeah, right up your speed. Where you see a gain. Have you seen the gain in this game? Like, it's weird how this game is gaining. I don't understand it. I don't like the
well, you hit on the head why it's gaining, because of the Call of Duty Warzone and them not having an anti-cheat and the level of cheaters, and a lot of streamers are going to this because their tier system when you play ranked is you go bronze, silver, gold, blah, 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 blah. So their cheaters are the higher tier system. So you don't really run into cheaters until you're up in the higher tiers. So it's a little bit more streamer friendly, as to where Call of Duty, you're getting stream sniped constantly. You got people following you, watching your every move, cheating. It's kind of drawn these big streamers away from Call of Duty into Apex.
But they cheat in Apex. I mean, there's just as much cheating going on there.
But
I just think it's got the better link. It's got the Fortnite like dance move comedy crap or whatever happened. I never played Fortnite. I just know that all the kids would come out at one point and do something with their hands or something like this.
Yeah, the dances and all that. And I mean, every battle royale has that, some form of. Call of Duty has your, the greatest thing Call of Duty was adding the middle finger.
Yeah, the middle finger.
But you have the dances, and then it's about time stuff like this, because there's great lore in these games. Like, there's great lore behind all the characters in League of Legends. There's great lore behind the characters in Apex, and I'm surprised. Like, there's a couple other games that have characters with great lore, and that the lore is really built into it a lot. That
I think that's one thing.
Overwatch is another one.
Overwatch.
I can't believe that hasn't been turned into a series yet. There's a
Overwatch
lot of good lore.
Has had a lot of stuff in the past. In like, you could buy a lot of their you could buy a lot of the toys from not toys like kitty toys, like grown like $200 stuff and collectibles out of that. But I think when you look at properties if you look at what League of Legends did, right? Like, I remember the first time seeing League of Legends on TV going like, and this is years ago. I think they showed it on ESPN. And I was like, the ESPN News or something. I was like, I don't understand this shit. I turned to my wife and go, I don't understand this shit, but I know it's big. Because when you looked at what was going on, there's people screaming in a stadium. Watch. I mean, this is like, you're talking like
the biggest esport
they're building
game
a stadium
in
Philly.
Like 2010, 2011. It is crazy. And if you think but what they did, which was smart, was they didn't just leave it there. What I'm saying is they took the property and started building, like you said, the lore off of it. Now, Warzone, we've seen what they're doing with that. Like, no offense, that ain't a long-standing lore. Like, that's not something that's going to translate across to a bunch of stuff. You're right about Overwatch. They could have done a better job with it, but I think Overwatch.
They try to push it, I think, too fast before people actually, were into it. They didn't get the fan base to really buy into the game before they were already pushing product on them,
You're right. And Blizzard has a lot of problems right now. They got a lot of problems going on. Where like somebody like Respawn seems to be doing all right, and they seem to. We talked about that last week, Hartman, how the CEO did. They seem to be able to get there and create a background. Now, are some people? It's also kind of cool that some people hate this, like are negative about it, because if you don't have haters paying attention to you, then guess what? You also don't have people loving you. Like, as many people hate you, there's always more that usually love you in this type of scenario. So I think it's a good property. Like I'm saying, don't invest a ton of money. I'm just saying, if you see these random books out here, it wouldn't hurt to pick one up. It
definitely wouldn't hurt, because you brought it up. Like, in Uncharted is going quite well, even apart from the Adam Hughes cover, which is impossible. I mean, I paid up for one to finally get one, but Even the regular covers are getting super expensive. And then you have The Last of Us is also an expensive comic.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of video game comics now gaining in price, and it's not just like a cover thing like a Hughes Tomb Raider because it's a Hughes cover that people
And I'm
want.
telling you,
like, you're getting more of these gaming books.
Since Respawn does the same stuff, like they go through EA for their publisher, but for the video game, but they can actually produce a TV show much like Riot Games did. And if they push that out and Netflix sees how, I mean, think about that. Netflix wants original stuff. Their biggest, I mean, it killed Squid Game. Like, and it wasn't Squid Game the talk of the town for like 2 weeks. Like, oh, there's nothing. What's the next? Well, this is like when Tiger, whatever.
Oh yeah, Tiger King.
Well, yeah, Squid Game was Netflix's most profitable show.
Till this,
like right off the bat.
Yeah, till this. This is it. I mean, not Apex, obviously, but till LOL, League of Legends. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what I mean, like if Apex isn't primed to do the exact same thing and looks like they're doing the same type of model, maybe they aren't, but sure as heck looks like it does. All right. Overwatch. All right.
We're an hour in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sure shit looks like it is. All right, let's get to the tier list. That's the real reason why we brought Matt to hang out. But let's get to tier list and see what we got here.
See how it is.
All right. Well, I get the list. We got the tier list here. All right, what are we doing again? Oh, that's right. All the video game talk and news. Like, that's right. We're not doing Spidey.
We do know how tier list works, right? We rank it from S as being superior. That's probably the toughest, all the way down to trash if it's garbage. You do have to defend it if you're going to put in one of those two tiers. If not, you can always put somewhere in the middle. All right. Hartman's already saying D for everything. Great. He doesn't like Spidey. Snake Boy's saying superior for everything. So here we go. Our first. Oh, I get to pick.
You get to pick where we're going to start.
They're
just kind of in order.
There's one that I just want to roll right out because I know it's trash, but I think it's too early to do.
The extras in the back.
All right. This is an interesting one that we'll start off with because I want to hear people's opinion on this. Secret Wars, the original one, the Marvel Heroes one, the one that had to deal with Battle World and the Beyonder, and this is where where Peter Parker originally tried on and picked up the black suit. It had all the heroes in there. The X-Men kind of stayed by themselves. Everybody was fighting somebody, good guys, bad guys, introduced a couple people. Where do we put Secret Wars on the grand scheme of things in tiers? We'll start off with Matt. Matt, what do you think about Secret Wars?
I honestly think it goes. God, I want to put it S tier, but I think maybe more A.
I think so too. No, I agree. Like if in theory, it sounds S tier, but do remember the whole reason why Jim Shooter came up with Secret Wars was so that they could sell toys. The basis of the title Secret Wars was because Mattel had a bunch of kids and they said, what's like the best like battle or like best superhero stuff? What words do you like? And it was Secret and Wars were the top two words that came up. So Shooter goes, okay, we'll call this Secret Wars. And it was to sell toys. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, right? Like that's a lot of our cartoons growing up to sell toys.
It was not a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing at all. But as far as like storylines, like, okay, it was okay. I think it was good. It was definitely good. And a lot of stuff developed out of it, but I think Matt's right. Is anybody not saying A on that? Is anybody above A? Oh, Strat is trash. Oh, trash due to price. Okay, all right. We got a bunch of A's. I think everybody agrees with Matt. Put it in A.
A is good for that. Sorry, I got to move it up to bump it up. Yeah,
excellent.
A is good. It's just, I think the only detriment against it as well is that it's not just Spidey focused. It is everybody, but it is a huge moment for Spidey. So that
I think there's a little bit more that we're not going to get into. That I don't think it. If you actually read it, I don't think it holds up as well. And then they try. Maybe that's because they try to redo Battle World so many times, and some of them have been really shitty that it might not hold up as well, in my opinion. But okay.
See, I wanted to put it S tier because it does so much for that character for Spider-Man, like Pete was saying, and it spawns. That costume spawns so much continuity for Spider-Man, but then for me they kind of tarnished it when they went and did the Deadpool Secret War stuff where he gets the suit and so they kind of did a detriment to it. So that's why I say
they did that, and then they did Battle World after. I mean, they literally called something Battle World. I mean, it was whatever. Okay. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like I think over time it kind of diminished because it just kind of fell apart on damn, my eyes are not doing good today. All right, well, this might be fun.
Just pick it random. It doesn't matter.
Here we go. Oh, the OG Clone Wars, the first Clone Wars, the one with the real Jackal and the real clone, right? This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, it ran over a bunch of amazing issues. I think it bounced at a couple other things, but the original Clone Saga.
I think it has to be S tier, and I think this is why I'll sell it for S tier. Wow. It was unintentional. It was unintentional that people didn't realize. Now later on, they kind of retconned this or figured it out so people could, but people couldn't realize if it was the clone for a long time that the clone, if it was Peter Parker or the actual clone. At the end of the story, there was a lot of people that were upset because they felt that the clone was the one that survived, not Peter Parker for the longest time. And it created a lot of comic conversations, which if you come up with a comic book that for years afterwards still has people having the same like fantasy of like storytelling, like Game of Thrones, like all these properties that have great things behind them that we've had. I mean, how many arguments did you get in when Game of Thrones was on about like the difference between the actual book and what's going on in the TV show and how it should have ended and what should have ended and what should have happened? How many times have you done that with comic book properties and stuff? And this is a comic book property that happened to. So I think as far as comic books, but what? Plus, I like Ben Reilly. I think he's the best Spider-Man.
I get it. It's not that it's not important, but at the same time, it's still just kind of.
Are you taking away from it because there's like 4?
No, and I'm not even getting into because we do have the other Clone Saga.
All right. Well, where do you guys, Matt? You said no and scoffed at it. Where do you have it?
I have it. I say C. I have it at C because their whole reason for doing this was because they were saying, Gwen Stacy is becoming stale, so they killed her off, only to kind of bring her back with the clone stuff and the not knowing whether if Peter Parker or the clone that survived at the end of it is good. But it is kind of implied that Peter Parker, that they're not going to remove their title character from the book, so it's kind of implied that it is Peter that lives. So I can't put it that high up.
Matt, this list has got a lot of people that they brought back to light. Like that's a Spider-Man trope because of this book. They brought a lot of people back. That is Spider-Man. Is not Spider-Man bringing people back for dead and having clones?
A piece of art or one of the most talked about books and sought after books even to this day in 121, killing Gwen, and you're gonna now bring her back because you're killing her off for a reason. She's stale. We got to get her out of here. So you kill her off just to bring her back. It just doesn't. I just think C is a better fit to that for it than S tier. It doesn't offer you anything really S tier worthy. I don't think.
I think it. Well, see that. So where do you have it? You don't have it at C. There's no way it's C.
C. Yeah.
There's no way. It literally the blueprint for Spider-Man after this book is the exact same. Exact same. No more. Exact same. The clone, all 3 of the other Clone Sagas, exact same. Shit, how many Ben in Gwen and Spider get him? Didn't fucking his dad come back or his uncle come back? Mm-hmm. Aunt May came back. Dude,
well, everybody's come back.
This is literally the blueprint for Spider-Man.
But everybody coming back isn't always a good thing. I mean,
no, but Ben Reilly's amazing, and he's the only Spider-Man. Him and Miguel.
Well, he's the current Spider-Man, right?
Can we decide on B? I can't put him.
I could do B.
You think Secret Wars?
I'll give you the B bump.
You think Secret Wars? Yeah. You think Secret Wars is better than this?
I do.
Secret Wars. Secret Wars.
It's better than yes.
All right. Well, I think you guys are out of your mind, so I'm putting it in. Put it in B, Pete. But
yeah, I
disagree.
Chat saying C too. So there's a lot of
there's some chat saying C. First off, there's a B there. Leftover said C 3 times. That doesn't count. There's an S there, a B, and he just likes to antagonize people because he said everything belongs in D or trash. So, oh no, C for Secret Wars. Yeah. Agreed.
We'll do B. I'm fine with B.
All right, I'm just randomly going to do. I don't know why this is in here, but Maximum Carnage.
Well, it's because it's a Spider-Man crossover. It crossed over all the Spider-Man books.
You're right. I mean, it's a video game too.
It is a video game too.
Yeah.
if you didn't have this, maybe we wouldn't have Into the Spider-Verse, I guess, or whatever. What was the other one they did off the Spider-Geddon? Whatever the heck they did. Remember they did the video game and then came out. I don't know. I think it's good. As far as Spider-Man goes, I think it's better in a Carnage book than it is a Spider-Man book, right?
I think it's a better Venom book than
better Venom book. Agreed. So where do we have this one?
I'm still in that middle of the pack kind of range.
See, this is what's going on. You got people screaming A's on this and like, yeah, not the video game, the actual comic book crossover. Where are you, Matt?
I'm towing the line of B and C.
I'm gonna say C on it.
I'm right in there too. I'm right in the C range. B.
Just because overall it was kind of stretched out. It was kind of dragged on a little bit longer than it probably needed to be. And
I thought minimum Carnage was just as good as maximum Carnage.
It was just,
better Spider-Man.
They wanted to sell books. I mean,
right.
Realistically, that's what it was. They wanted to sell books.
See, it is. Okay, well, that's good. I think we all kind of agreed on that.
Yeah. Where it should be.
Oh, good Lord. Speaking of bringing people back, final chapter. So explain to me why this doesn't suck. Somebody?
I can't.
Yeah, it's trash for me.
Yeah. Literally, they use the excuse in final chapter, and we'll get to the book ahead of that too, because there's a series ahead of that has it. But they brought Aunt May back because Aunt May didn't die because they used an actress with her DNA, and that's how Aunt May could still be alive. And with the Fantastic Four, when there's a dead Aunt May, that's what I said. Yeah, trash.
Anybody? We're not even talking about when Aunt May almost dies again, and then Peter decides to give up his marriage to save Aunt May.
Yeah.
We'll get to that one.
We'll get to that one later. Throw it in the trash. All right.
Yeah, that was just rough because even the implications of what happened after this is that this ended ASM to give us volume 2. Oh, this started the idea of, hey, let's just start renumbering everything.
I gotta start yanking them after I pull them. It's 23, I think. Hold on, let me double check. Nope, that's not what 23 was. Okay.
Yeah, that's in the end.
All right, those aren't either. All right. Give it away. Yeah.
Yeah. After 20, they're just kind of throw-ins.
All right, this is another piece of crap book. Identity Crisis.
I just picked one of the covers, but this is where he made 4 different personas because he had a bounty on his head. Yeah. So somebody faked him, and then, I mean, D, right? It's not as bad as the last book we talked about.
I actually had put it at C.
Ooh.
Not D, middle of the pack.
You can't put that with Maximum Carnage.
I think it does a lot to establish Peter Parker as an amazing hero in the mythos of the Amazing Spider-Man.
My question is, I get it. My question is, why do they have to have 4 personas? Why couldn't it have just been 2 personas?
Got to keep people off
because there were 4 Supermen.
Yeah. He did it to match every characteristic of Spider-Man. So,
you had the tech guy.
DNA. No. I think they're talking about trashing the other book, but all right. So where was I again? Where am I at? Which book was I?
Since you guys in the chat are on a slight delay, it'll be
Identity Crisis.
Kind of identify which one you're talking about with your
Identity Crisis. We are going to go. I'm doing D. They're in C. I guess we got put in C unless somebody in the chat gives us a D. B. Holy crap! This is why. Listen, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan, and this is probably why. Because the stuff that I put in trash compared to the stuff you guys would put in trash, I mean, not trash. The stuff I would downgrade.
Trash together.
The stuff I would you're right. The stuff I would downgrade and why, and the stuff you guys downgrade is like 2 different. Hey, David's here. My man came back and saved me. He got a D with me. At least I appreciate that.
Yeah,
but it
that counterbalances.
I know it counterbalances the B. All right. What's going on, David? I don't know if you just got here or whatever, but good to see you. D.
And he qualified it of which one it was.
Yeah. I don't know. Are we going to D? One more D, and it's going into D. All right. I'm going to move on, but if somebody else puts D,
we'll move on, but the chat's a little behind. If they can pull it down.
I'm not going
to be heartbroken if it goes down, but
yeah, it's supposed to be an
idea of what it brings.
Okay, we'll go back up top and see what you guys think about this. The Spider-Man and Avengers. This is actually two different ones. It's 236, 237, and then it's what's the other one, Matt?
There it is. It got dropped.
Oh, D. Send it to B. Can't remember. It's like 315, 317, something like that. 314. All right. So let's go. So move that to D. Good stuff. And then we're going to go into Avengers and Spider-Man. This is pretty much the storyline behind this is Spider-Man finds out that you get paid loot if you join the Avengers. And he's like, what up? I want my per diem, bro. And they're like, hey, maybe.
I want my $4,000 to be an Avenger. Let's go.
Let's go. Sometimes you got to switch places to get paid for things. So they go, what's up? And he goes, well, we can't just take you right off the bat. We want you to do a couple other things for us and maybe even, do a tryout. And he's like, okay, well, whatever. Because he snuck on. He snuck onto the train. And then the end story is he eventually goes, I don't know if I want to be an Avenger. And the government goes, bro, you're a security risk. You couldn't be an Avenger anyways. And then the Avengers are like, well, maybe we should make him an Avenger. And then he's not an Avenger. So I actually have to say B. It's a good storyline, to be honest with you.
I think B. I think B is a good spot for it.
Yeah. Maybe we can argue that.
Yeah. I mean, remember, between B and C. Between B and C is the middle. So this is right above the middle.
Did it introduce Nebula? It might have.
So his whole
close to it
arc of trying to join the Avengers is it introduces Nebula because there's another one. I think it's another Avengers book where he's going on his first real mission with the Avengers is to hunt down Nebula, and they got these devices, and Captain America says, "Don't touch the device." Well, Spider-Man decides he's going to web sling it and basically erases reality. So,
yeah. Plus, She-Hulk was in the Avengers at one point. Okay, all right. Not so. In a row. I was actually. Oh, we got to move it down to C. Are we moving it down to C?
Well, they equal us. I mean, we're all together, I think, on B. And all
right, one more C, it moves down. One more B, it stays where it's at. All right, next up we have got. Nope. Yeah,
I figured I'd throw this in there. This was.
I'm surprised you didn't put in the Dark Hawk one just for fun, but Fantastic Four. This actually is interesting because doesn't this have to do with the scroll? Wasn't it like a scroll was Sue Storm and she was telling Spider-Man and the rest of this group that they had to go save some people, but it wasn't Sue Storm, and then Mr. Fantastic fell in love with the scroll at one point. Yep, this is this book. Yes, it is. And then he kind of helped
Fantastic Four.
What's that?
Marv. I don't know if it's an S for you. It sounds right because
Dark Hawk was good. Oh, Dark Hawk was amazing. I love Dark Hawk. That's boo you. All right, I will give FF an A. No. Yeah. Oh, then I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like the storyline kind of sucked.
Yeah.
It's like C at best. Maybe D. Probably D.
I could go with D. I'd say D.
Probably D. It's not trash. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But at one point they made a big deal about how Mr. Fantastic's falling in love with the scroll, even though he knows it's a scroll, because it looks like Sue Storm. So of course he'd be naturally attracted to her because it looks like his wife. I mean, that's what we want to do with this. So D, C plus. I get it. Jokes. C. They're giving it a C. We got to give it a C, man. Marv was giving it an S, and then now it's C plus. Oh, good Lord! All right,
I think Marv was like the team. He wanted to see Wolvie, Ghost Rider, Hulk, and Spidey running together.
I agree.
Didn't have anything to do with what Mr. Fantastic was doing with a scroll on the side.
Oh, S, right? Oh wait, I'm saying
100% S tier.
Craven's Last Hunt, S tier.
100% S tier.
Okay, good. Because I was about to say, man, if I didn't get this,
this is good.
Said I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan, but this is like S tier. This is actually really cool. For those that don't know the background of the story, pretty much Craven. You think Craven shot Spider-Man and buried him, right? But it was actually a stun dart, and he still buried him though for like 2 days, wasn't it? It was a couple days because then he puts on the. Huh? Yeah, he puts on, and then he goes after and gets a guy
to prove that he could be a better Spider-Man than Spider-Man, and he could do a better job. And he tranks him, and then goes about and basically beating everybody that Spider-Man couldn't beat, and then goes home and offs himself because he's mission accomplished.
Shoots himself and has video proof. The only thing that I will say about this is J.M. DeMatteis, is that the guy who wrote it? He actually pitched this exact same story to freaking Batman and then pitched it again to he pitched this story 18 times before somebody re-edited a little bit and took it on and did it. But it's still an S tier story. So, but it brings up a point later when we talk about a different book. I just want to bring up that name so that we can, he definitely wanted this to be a Batman story. And they said, no, it's too close to the Killing Joke. So he wanted Batman to kill Joker and bury Joker, or vice versa. I can't remember how it was going to happen.
Probably would have been vice versa. Was the Joker going to prove he's a Batman?
Oh yeah, and then he was going to do the same thing
by replacing him. Like that would have been a weird story.
Yeah, but Craven actually kind of turns into a Batman, right? Because he does like the vengeance thing. Well, he doesn't really kill him, so it'd be more like a Punisher thing. But he didn't really kill the little weasel thing, anyways. That what's his name couldn't beat up without Superman.
No, he captured him to prove a point, and then he made Spider-Man fight him again, and Peter still couldn't beat him. So,
yep, he definitely couldn't beat him again. So there you go.
And I couldn't include the other hunts. I couldn't include First Hunt or Grim Hunt because they only took place in Amazing. So I couldn't count it as a crossover. Well,
I accidentally flashed it, so I might as well get to it at this point. This is the book that I quit if this doesn't make the trash. Sabotage. X-Force and Spider-Man crossover. I would just like to read an excerpt from a review.
Sideways Books.
If I could. By the way, so this is a McFarlane and a line. If you couldn't tell by the feet, a Liefeld collabo.
God, you didn't like Liefeld's blue armored cable with the weird. Super
I just want to get this quote right. I wrote it somewhere, and I'm trying to find
massive quads.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, the massive quads.
I don't like any of this. Absolutely.
Okay,
so there used to be a magazine called Wizard Magazine, and I would like to repeat what they said about this masterful piece. They called this one of the most unnecessary comic stories ever. And I might add that then after 9/11, they reviewed again and said that it spits in the face of America because the whole point of the story is that they blow up the World Trade Center. Like they're trying to do that, right? Yeah. Okay, trash. Good. I'm still here then. Let's go. All right, throw the trash. Good. Let's get rid of this garbage. I didn't even think I had to go that far. Dude, Wizard literally
pulled out a wizard on us.
The most unnecessary comic ever of all time. Wow, you're bad.
I think
yes, I would agree.
McFarlane's last Spider-Man too, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
Issue 17 was somebody else did Thanos, I think, on it after that. So that was McFarlane's last before he left that.
He might. Seamus might be, but he did know. Okay. Yep. Trash. Okay.
Yep. Obi.
Dumpster. It's less than trash. We should come up with a new category for anything Liefeld. Yeah, I
felt it's totally unnecessary.
100%. 100%. All right. I'm glad you're all into that. He did have to sign off at the end of this issue. Yeah, remember when he's like, no, I actually left to go. No, you came up with that issue, and people were like, this is so bad. Lee was like, let the door hit you where they split you, bro. What is up next? Clone Saga. This is the middle one. This is the second one, right?
Yeah.
This is when Riley comes back and proves that he is actually a clone and didn't die, and it's got Kane in it. And
yep.
All right. So this one I actually had in B. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this.
I actually agree with you on B for this one.
Really? Okay, cool.
I'm a little lower only because of the sheer length. It just was too long. They stuck around way too long. That's my biggest complaint with it. I mean, apart from it wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad.
I like it for the whole length that Osborn goes to try to make it look like Peter's the clone when he's not the clone. And
yeah, I thought that was cool too. I thought after they did the what if and kind of ruined the whole discussion between like if it is the clone or if it isn't the clone, then like to come out with this where they kind of gave the fans the who's the clone and who isn't the clone portion. Like that's what everybody wanted to talk about. I think it's B's.
It's bouncing around between B's and C's.
Okay.
So I don't know where to stick it.
It was too long, like a relative that won't leave. Okay, fair enough. I get that, but I think me and Matt have a B and you have a C, so let's put it in B because we get the override, right?
Yeah, I didn't count all the chats, but there's a lot of B's and C's there as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of B and C's. I know when it gets that even,
it's fine. Like again, this is right in the middle. B and C is the middle. So
trash dumpster landfill Liefeld. All right. What is that? Was that? Let me get rid of it. Delete this entry. We put in. Okay, I guess I see why this is on here. Planet of the Symbiotes.
It had a one shot.
It did.
I think it had another title mixed into.
So this is where Venom gets the super screech power, right? Isn't that what happened in the end of that book?
Yeah.
He kicks a symbiote off of him, but then the planet all comes down, and then isn't it more of a Venom book, anyways?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
D
for the most part, but
D.
I'll go with D. I'll go with D. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, D is universal on that.
Yeah, it's just. Hey, we need some of those.
Yeah. We definitely need some D's. We've been pretty strong on our
bottom heavy on this one so far.
We are
not too much. Oof. Well, you need that lead-in story to.
Well, yeah, you need the lead-in story to final chapters. So
yeah, you put it right where final chapter.
Yeah, I think you can put that right where final chapter is. I agree. Let me see if I have any good notes on this one. When I was looking at it, I said, nope, I can't say any of that stuff.
No,
I said it's the fill-in and the lead-up to final chapter. That's literally my notes on this. So put in the trash. I think we get trash. There's no redeemable factor of that.
It's just
it brings back Aunt May too. Is the other side note I think I have on that. So I think that's trash.
Yeah, it's just
B
sticks.
B sticks. Get the B.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, Sticks, is he going to save that from the trash? Please somebody else put trash so that we don't save it from the trash.
I would like to know his reasoning on why a B.
Yes, Sticks. Somebody send him a link real quickly. Maybe he could give us a reasoning on why he put a B in that. I kind of almost would like that too. I don't know. We're probably going to do Spider-Man characters next week. Okay, we're going to do all the Spider-Mans. We're going to rank them. And
all the other versions.
Yeah, all the other versions. So that week, trash, good. We got it. Okay, cool. We will have Sticks on probably next week, and then he can explain at that point why he put this in B, because it is not B worthy. All right. Yeah, definitely Liefeld. That thing.
Yeah, we're gonna rename the
Liefeld. Just put Liefeld. I think who's not banned on this this panel from Liefeld.
I don't think I'm banned, but I don't think I follow.
I know I am.
Yeah, he's sent some very nice notes to me, and just other people about me. And then his mom gave me a call. That you get under his skin when his mom calls you. Don't make fun of my boy. We did that one already. That was the dumpster fire. That's a bad one too. I can't do that one. Oh my gosh. All right, well, we'll do this one more day. This is a book that Matt, actually, because of him, I doing pretty well in this book right now because he had something to say about it. So, Matt, tell us about One More Day real quickly.
It's the basically the story of Peter. Aunt May gets shot. Peter makes a deal with the devil to save her life and giving up his relationship with Mephisto.
Okay, there you go.
Mephisto.
He said it. Ding ding. Everybody gets a cookie. All right. And is there a movie coming out now that's about that?
There is. It's called No Way Home. Watch it. It's gonna be great.
Okay, there we go. So, but what do we think about the storyline? Because it was not well received, as a matter of fact. The storyline was not thought to be right. Am I incorrect on this statement?
I want to go B, and because if you're reading current ASM, they kind of fixed a lot of issues with
they had to
One More
retcon a
Day.
lot.
Yeah, and giving and kind of explained the reason why Mephisto wanted Parker's relationship with Mary Jane gone. But I'm gonna go C. I'll see. I feel better about the storyline now that after the current run of Spider-Man, but I'm still gonna go C because it's still.
Yeah, I think C is.
I have a hard time letting go because
Hey, Eric.
I was having a conversation
CD.
about this too in a chat with one of the CBSI writers. Jack was trying to say it's like in a vacuum. If you read, One More Day, it's a good story how it's written, and I'm like, I can't put it in a vacuum. All I could think of was like, this makes literally no sense to me.
Ooh, yeah, it's falling fast.
C, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah, no, there's a D. One more
D.
D. That was kind of a funny C D-ish. David thinks we need to drink more because we're not getting the right answers on this.
well, Sticks
I really
he's joined a
I
health
think-
meeting.
Yeah, I think you guys are kind of in that too. I actually think that this as a storyline, because you have to retcon so much, is like D. Like a standalone storyline is probably D. But hey, I guess if the majority of the chat, I think that's supposed to say God bless you, Sticks. I think I think if everybody else is with C and C minus, we gotta leave it in the C section. So we'll move on.
Yeah, that's fine. Again, it's when we're talking about something that close, it's not. I don't think it's that big a deal.
Do we want to do this one? Sure. Spider Island. This is the one where the bed bug bites a dude and he turns into a spider, and like
everybody gets spider powers.
Everybody gets spider powers. Which sounds like an interesting fan fiction concept. Execution. I will say their execution on this probably was like A-ish tier, but the reality of the product of their execution being really good and the overall fan fiction portion of it probably leaves it in the C tier. Would you guys agree on that, or?
I'd probably go D tier with this.
I was kind of.
You guys want to be bit by,
I'm
by
in
bed
D.
bugs.
The only thing that would maybe make me think about C is that it gives us the Delato 667. That's the only redeeming thing out of Spider Island.
Okay, so there we go. Yeah, everybody. If I see trash, Spider Island, Sticks got it low, man. He brought up 667. Yeah. D. Okay, we're going to D. I'm fine with that. Like I said, I was at C. I'm not too far off.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that bad.
Great.
I thought there was some dumb stuff like, everybody I just wait a minute, is it now spiders or is it bed bugs? Is it
it's just one of those goofy
ants?
stories, just like the World War Hulks where everybody's a Hulk. Like it's just kind of like, all right.
Yeah, World War Hulk wasn't that bad.
Not World War Hulk, but the one where everybody turned into a Hulk. Like all the heroes and everybody was a Hulk.
Well, there were the
everybody was
Hulkified,
just like everybody was Spider-fied. Just
Okay. Okay. This one right here is interesting. It's the Spider-Man. It's kind of like I do have
S tier.
I have it. You think it's S? I don't have it that high. I don't have it that high, but I do have one quick note, and I want to read it because I think I'm funny when I wrote this down when I was thinking about this. What I was going to say, and it goes something like this. It was for Bettis. Probably the beginning of the end. This is his last good piece for Marvel, and then his talent level fell off. But this was it. I mean, it was still there. This was like his ride, and then kind of pumped the Ultimates back up and gave everybody a little bit more play into the Ultimate universe. So I have it at an A. I don't know if it's S.
I was going to say I'm at an A.
I'll go S, and I'll give you A. I'll give you a lot
of A's. Yeah. How many S's do we have? One?
We only got one.
Damn, we might not have another S. That might be it. All right, A tier it is.
I give it S just because it's your first meeting of Miles Morales with the 616 Peter Parker. It kicks off Spider-Verse. Like it opens the door for Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
It's that, the ultimate Peter Parker's dead, and it just opens a lot of stuff up. So that's why I was going S, but
I kind of
go with A.
No, that's kind of a good argument. Now that I'm thinking about it, like I was thinking, and it is Bettis' last great piece, right? Like it's his last great piece. I don't know if it was dumb and forced, David. I think I think Matt brought up a good point. I think it did open up. It opened up Spider-Verse, and then without Spider-Verse, then we don't get the cartoon. We don't get the crossover. We don't get like some of the fun and good stuff that came out.
Yeah, we don't get a lot. We don't get Spider-Gwen.
It leaves you on that big cliffhanger of what did Peter Parker find out about the 616 Miles Morales when he Googles them at the end of the book? And like it had a lot of people talking. It generated a lot of conversation at the end of that book with Miles meeting that.
I'm moving up to. You'd get that anyways. I don't know. Would you? I'd move it up. I'm moving it up to S. I'm calling S. Anybody else calling us on this? I'm moving it up.
We got a lot of A's
one S in chat. We got a lot of chat. It's a good point. Yeah, if we could get 2 more S's, we'll move it up to the S. All right, we'll move on in the meantime because I think when you're looking at some of these other stuff, it's better than Secret.
Oh yeah, when you go by comparison, but you know.
Yeah, I mean that's a valid point by Matt. Okay, up next. I don't know which piece of crap to pick, but there's
you can pick any now. You can even pick some of the goofy ones at the end if you want.
Okay, though. The other.
I just picked the sketchbook because I don't know. I thought the sketchbook kind of cover was kind of fun.
Okay.
I'm gonna go D on this one.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see if I can save it from the trash bin. I don't think I can. D? D?
Yeah, that's you're saving it's D.
The other. Oh, yes. This is my point. Another good note. I knew this is another one. If you know me, you know I'm a big fan of X Factor. And you also know I'm a big fan of Peter David.
Not the Joe Rogan show.
No. The X Factor, the Peter David.
Yes, as am I.
But much like Peter David decided to set X Factor on fire while he was leaving and laugh out the door and burn that bitch down, he burnt Spider-Man down with this piece of shit. Okay, there you go. There it is. I think it's trash. But we got D, so there we go. Yeah, maybe F.
And Tiger Fed disagreed with you.
Oh, man. All right. Getting D. It is not good, though.
Okay. Is fine.
You sure?
It's not great.
It really was about the 5. It's like about the 5 parts of accepting death. Like, I get, like, when people talk about preachy-ass comics, like, this is what I see a preachy-ass comic. Like, I don't give a shit about the 5 aspects of death. That's not what I'm reading comic books for, so. Hey, knock that off, David. Shadow banning somebody in a minute. Just kidding. All right. Here we go.
What do we got left? We still got a couple left.
Oh, so we got Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I didn't do edge of. This just
it's a whole encompassing.
Put it together. Yeah. It's all together. I guess it's kind of like it's interesting. Do we put Spider-Man into S tier? No, nobody bumped it.
Cause now that I'm thinking about it, Spider-Verse would kind of. Which one was better, Spider-Verse or Spider-Geddon, in your opinion? Spider-Verse, right? You'd have to go with Spider-Verse. Is that the one that Miguel? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Spider-Verse is better than Spider-Geddon.
So you'd have to go, and you're not going to put Spider-Geddon. I mean, it wasn't great, but it's got to be like C at the lowest, right? I think we have to rank. Let's do this one first. Let's do Spider-Geddon first. Where are we putting Spider-Geddon? Where are we putting Spider-Geddon?
Oh man, I'm probably gonna go C on Spider-Geddon.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with him on C. That's why, C on Spider-Geddon.
In the middle.
Anybody not in C on Spider-Geddon, and besides David, who's going to put it in the trash? Spider-Geddon is what we're doing. Sorry, I had to switch it up. I just think it's going to help out the list here. We're going with Spider-Geddon.
Hey, David had a B.
Video games, slots, whatever. You know what I mean? Like Dan Slott. Spider-Verse equals B. No, that's not a B. That's not what he's doing.
Yeah,
so,
he's
doing like an emoji, I think.
Oh, well, then he would have put the C in there too.
Yeah. Well, I think he did. Yeah. Got it to C. Okay, C for Geddon. Okay, C for Geddon. C for Geddon.
Yeah.
Maybe he was saying B for verse instead of trying to put it.
You want to be the verse?
No. Now, okay, so we have C. This is where my argument comes. Yeah, see, he has S in verse. I think that verse is at least 2 tiers above Geddon, and that's what I'm saying.
I think if you're going to encompass it as a whole, and you're going to go with Edge of, you gotta give Verse an A because it spawns Spider-Gwen, it spawns the punk rock Spider-Man, it spawns the Spider-Man Noir. Like it there's so much you get out of Spider-Verse. That's
Wait, didn't Spider-Gwen get into the Uncle Ben Spider-Man?
No, I believe.
Yeah, but I think Leopardon
that's-
was
yeah,
in
see?
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
All right, either way,
You get Leopardon, so I gotta give
B
a
plus. He gave it a B plus, so I think we can move into A for sure, at least.
Yeah, I think it's A. I'm fine with A.
That's why I have Spider-Man, because it's the lead into that.
Well, you were talked into Spider-Man. You were at Spider-Man at A as well.
Yeah. Fair enough. But this is it's because you're kind of.
I would go with Stick Boy and say S, but what keeps it for S to me is I feel like it falls off. It runs into that typical Dan Slott trope where it starts strong and then dies. It's like the Donny Cates stuff.
It's like Lost.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of people's thing, but
it gave you. But if you're encompassing all of it, what it gives you with Spider-Gwen and all these different versions of Spider-Man, and it also spawns, into the Spider-Verse, and you're definitely going to get that. I think A is a good solid spot for that.
All right, that's fair enough. All right, next up, we're going to do Spider-Man versus Amazing Spider-Man, and I think we're also doing Spider-Man. Superman. We're doing both the Treasury Edition and we're doing both editions, right? Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man and Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man. Okay, good. So
this goes to trash for me.
It does not go to trash, and this is why it does not go to trash.
Anything Superman goes to trash.
I don't know, but I think my
you have notes
about to go trash. I do, because I just want to break it down, because I remember looking at the Treasury Edition, and then I remember looking at this edition, and I was like, oh man, the Treasury Edition has got artists the Romano Sr. and Adams doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And this has got Shooter and Wolfman writing. So for that alone keeps it from the trash. And that alone
I'll give you a D.
Keeps it from the trash. There you go. That's all I got to say about that.
It's still
that alone keeps it from the trash. Huh? D.
It's soups, man. Trash.
Ooh, super trash from Eric.
Super trash.
We'll put it up here.
Super trash. Didn't Spider-Man Noir die in one of those? All right. Can we get it out of the trash? Because right now it's in the trash. It was for a crossover. But there's a story that's going to go in trash in a minute. So because the opposite is about to go in the trash. So I would. Okay. Next up is this. Where is it? Here we go. Trash. Trash. This literally has. Remember when we brought up the fact that with Craven, what's his name? The writer for that had been pitching Spider-Man to be Batman the whole fucking time. Well, he finally got to do it in Spider-Man versus Batman, and it was complete trash. It was garbage. There's a crazy Doc Ock thing and like a Joker.
Bagley.
I like Bagley. Trash, and it's a one-shot garbage. Really. No, Matt. No.
I didn't.
No, I'll give you trash.
All right, they both have to go trash.
It was prestige format too. It had so much high hopes, and then
Stick Boy had Super as C-, but I think. Oh, Dark Claw was just bad. We're gonna get into something. We're gonna get to that. Dave, you call us out, so I guess we're gonna do that too.
You might as well do them.
Yeah, so those people that didn't know about crossovers, at one point, DC and Marvel decided to do a crossover where they'd have people crossover stuff. And here you go. This is the crossover for Spider-Man. Spider-Boy! It's Superboy.
Yeah.
Anybody going to save that from the trash?
No, that can go in the trash.
Most of those agam, whatever crap ass, like Dark Claw and the rest of the shit. Amalgams. That's garbage. All right. Yep, F. That's actually almost in Langfear. That's almost in Leinfeld tier. Yeah. I didn't think it was supposed to be bottom heavy. I was actually surprised at some of these. Oh yeah, that's fun. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Let me get rid of this one. All right, we've only got
a couple left.
Three. So we'll go with this.
4.
It's not actually. It's a crossover, but not actually a comic. It's Phoebus and Ferb's mission. I put this in here because I thought it was funny, and I actually find this one kind of funny. I've got this on B to A tier. This
I gotta abstain because I didn't see it. I don't watch Phineas and Ferb. My son's never got into Phineas and Ferb.
It was funny. So. The little duck, little platypuses. I only watched 2 things on them. One's a Star Wars one, and one's that one. And I thought they were great. I thought it was entertaining. I don't know what's wrong with them 2 kids. They're messed up in the head, but that's okay. I mean, at least whatever. I think they're like a preschool version of. Yeah, it's better than Spider-Man.
So we're starting.
I'm going B tier.
Anyone have a vote? No, you got your vote
besides me because it's not. It's going to
B. On B tier for Phineas and Ferb.
I can't argue because I didn't see it.
It's C or D tier, man.
Put it in C then. Put it in C. All right. And then Pete decided to rival that with.
We can't trust sticks anymore.
It's not. It's a TV show. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, it was a show.
It's crossovers,
and that's why I answered it with the other one.
So then Pete answered it with this: Mutant Agenda, Mutant's Revenge. Which, by the way, I love the X-Men animated series. However, I thought that was stupid with Spider-Man in it.
This technically took place on Spider-Man's cartoon. Like they brought the X-Men characters to there, so he didn't really cross over. Well, he didn't cross over. They crossed over with him.
Didn't that one have like a? Was it Doc Doom or somebody who was like a mech or something? There's something stupid, and I can't remember what it was. Or is it a mech juggernaut? I can't remember. Whatever it was, not D tier. Is anybody gonna save Pete on this? Because I haven't.
They brought the entire X-Men voice cast to the Spider-Man.
Hey, Zaggy put S. Move that up to B. I got an S and an A tier vote on that. And I
give it to it just because it's a fun cartoon, not because it has anything to do with Spider-Man and the crossover.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter what their answer is. I got an A,
all right,
and an S. Right. Move it to B. Who cares? We care. That's why we're doing it because it's fun, David.
Looks like a ladder.
Stop B. I thought I was a curmudgeon. You're a curmudgeon. Oh, he put you in C though. All right, so put the Mutant Agenda in C.
Yay! It's really like a ladder.
2 left. Here we go with Absolute Carnage. I know people hate Cates. I know they hate Cates because he doesn't.
Some people like Cates though.
I like Cates.
He's a nice guy. To be honest with you. If you ever had a chance to talk to him, meet him, he's really nice. What do you think of this? I had trouble finishing it. I'll be honest.
I think this is. I finished it all the way through. I like the story, but again, I think this goes C tier because it is more of a Venom centric story. There's not a whole lot of Spider-Man in it because it crossovers so many titles. It's more of it's Venom centric because it has to do with Venom's villain. It has to do with a lot of Null stuff. So I'd probably go C tier.
Absolute C. Eric's got it too. Eric's got it too. Oh, we gotta order Pete. We gotta order. We're doing hats. So I forgot. Eric sent me a message. We got to get.
We're doing what?
Well, because we've become a hoodie org instead of a podcasting org. We are now. We have to get our hats ordered.
Oh, the hats. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you be happy and pump your stuff too, though? Like that's his job. He's selling his product. I'd rather have somebody sell their product and be proud of. Look, I'd rather have Kate sell his stuff and it actually be halfway decent than Rob try to sell you shit just to make money. The difference is Kate's actually thinks. Debate it what you will. Kate's actually does care about the product he puts out, and he wants it to be entertaining.
Not that the dude knows his stuff, and he goes so far back into lore to bring these stories, and
he's a comic book guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, when you boil it down, he's kind of telling the stories that you would have done while you were playing with your toys as a kid. Yeah. Like the things you dreamt about doing is kind of like half of the stories that he's doing. Like, I'm going to make this character that's
I love it.
All encompassing Null. Yeah. Like the idea of Null and what he did is something that you would just come up with as like a kid.
I know
aspects from all these other, other genres and things to kind of mix them into your thing.
I know people say that he's not a closer, and I understand where they're coming from, but like I also before him, people would always be like, "Oh, I wish people understood comics and that wrote comics. I wish they were fans that wrote comics." Well, guess what? He is, and guess what? Those guys that do that keep telling stories, and they don't close it off so that other people can keep adding on.
Yeah.
Then you know what you don't need to do is have full retcons where somebody ended a story and then you got to bring Aunt May back and say that was a DNA clone. So,
Ugh.
But I think with the Absolute Carnage stuff and like the Null stuff, I think he did close because his whole story in this was to be the redemption arc of Eddie Brock. That's his from point A to point B was the redemption of Eddie Brock, and he accomplished that. So I think with that's the Venom stuff, he definitely closed, but there's a lot of stuff that he can't close. That is accurate also.
That's accurate. Well, is he intentionally not closing, or is he can't close? That's what I always debate. Like some of the stuff I think he intentionally leaves open. Okay, moving up to B. He sold me on B with that comment right there, what he said. So, all right.
It's more like a brick. We got one left.
We got one left.
The ends of the earth.
Okay. All right. Ends of the earth, 50th. Yeah. Ends of the earth. Okay. Ends of the earth. I have to go back to the notes because I think I had some wise crack on this one too. Yeah. Okay.
Cool variants.
No. The problem with Ends of the Earth is this. First off, when Sable dies for no reason, because she knew she was at risk, and then they did one of the things that I know played out okay. I thought originally was stupid, and I still to this day think it's kind of dumb. This is Doc Ock at the end taking over Peter Parker's body.
Which
now I know a lot of people said the beginning of that was really good and they really liked it. And then if you want to talk about people not closing, okay, there you go.
Don't hold the Doc Ock part of it against.
Okay, Matt, go ahead. Tell us what your opinion is.
I don't know.
I think he's got a different.
I mean, I think I'm gonna go C because overall, yeah, it wasn't that strong, but what it did is it like you said, it leaves Doc Ock in that like iron lung, and it transitions into to Superior Spider-Man, and Superior Spider-Man was some of Dan Slott's best writing at his time on Spider-Man and in Marvel. So I think what spawns out of it is good enough to keep it at a C. Otherwise, if we're gonna go just story alone, I'd probably go D. But
I think we can leave it in C. I'd be your C. Yeah, that's C's a fair spot for it.
Any adjustments before we wrap this up?
Or for you people that watch it and didn't live chat, feel free to tell us how wrong we were about putting something in the spot. We do enjoy it. We actually like it. Yes, and I agree that Phoebus and Verbs should be moved all the way up to S tier. So kudos to you.
Tell you, nobody's saving any of this stuff in the trash. I looked it over again. It's not going anywhere.
I think Superman might move. The other might move too. There might be more in the trash. I still don't understand how Identity Crisis isn't in the trash, but okay, fair enough.
Again,
I just think Identity Crisis spawns so much. It's that pivotal book that establishes Peter as the hero that he is, man. Like,
yeah, he didn't hang. He's like, oh man, they put a bounty on my head. I can't go out as Spider-Man. He says, you know what? I'm gonna make 4 new identities and go out there.
Right.
I know what the book's about.
I
still think it sucks. All right. Next up, we got 5. We got the variants.
Why don't you do one of your?
I'm gonna go take a piss real quick.
Well, that's what I was gonna do. That's why I didn't want to do the variants. All right, I can maintain.
No. So I'll give you a preview of the background story. Hurry up. You got a minute, Pete. I'll give you the background story of what happened. We did say we were going to try to do a video on Magic cards being picked up, but Dave didn't actually get the deal done. He'll explain why. And then after that, we've got some videos of stuff that he did pick up. We have 2 of the videos. We didn't go through it all. It's going to be some different stuff. It's not going to be comic book, but it's going to be related. Okay. So, all right. So we were talking, we told you guys we might get to see some Magic cards today. We might see some later, but we didn't. Phoebes didn't get to close on that. Unfortunately, somebody beat him to the punch. They bought the set for what? 30, 23?
I think the guy told me that the collection sold for 23,000.
So it was all 90s stuff.
I don't know if I would be willing to pay that for it, but I also didn't see all the cards, so I only saw a portion of it. But I did pick up some random other stuff. The guy had I was just about to leave and I noticed this box of like wall scrolls.
Yeah.
Like Full Metal Alchemist. There's some Final Fantasy ones and stuff.
Which Final Fantasy is that?
This one is Orin from Final Fantasy X.
This is for the Hero Clicks.
Yeah, and then
these.
I saw some of the promotions in there, so that was actually.
Yeah, so those are wall scrolls. I mean, a lot of them go for the 10 to 15. So he bought a whole collection of these boxes, and we'll go through some of them because there's some interesting stuff ends up showing up in some of these. The wall scrolls aren't the best. They usually go for 10 to 15, but for $40 to pick up all this stuff. And then he goes through, I love those Final Fantasy ones though. Perfect timing.
So yeah.
Because for some reason the GoPro splits it up into sections. I can go into the next one if you want, but the next two, we are going to have some video games that end up showing up because that was some of the stuff that he pulled out later. But we'll kick through that box. There's something in that box that is a very interesting piece. Before we do that, Pete, do your variant so I can go.
Oh, you just want me to do the variants? All right, well, I can run through the variants. It kind of ties into some of the storylines too that we just covered. So
yeah, because then we'll just go along on the end like we normally do.
That's fine.
Hi.
That's fine. So where are the?
There we go.
I can run it over here. All right, just trying to figure out where I can run my slides. But yeah, this will be the top 5 variants on a budget. So I'm basically trying to give you some variants that are like $25 and less that you can kind of pick up in the Spider-Man crossover series. Now, granted, the older series didn't really have variants. I'm not going to count newsstands or even a lot of the second prints for those older books like in the 90s and the 80s and whatnot. So a lot of these are going to be more modern, but it is what it is. Now, the first book that you can find yourself pretty cheap goes to the other, which I know we were keeping just out of the trash, but come on. Peter Porker, he gets his own cover. They had a lot of these Spider-Man covers on these different books where it was, $20.99 to, I guess, not the 4-brush man, but, paper bag head Spidey. They basically gave you a different version of Spidey on all these different covers during the other. And I thought that was kind of a fun idea. I mean, it's not the greatest pose, but I guess it was easy for them to do to kind of pump them all out. But the Peter Porker is the one I picked, because you can get this book for about $8 right now if you want to go pick one up. And you can see that it kind of sells for about $10. So it's not super expensive. It's something you can probably grab on the cheap. I don't think it's an incentive. I wasn't clear on if it's an incentive or not. I think it's just like a B cover. Just one of those regular.
I think it is just a B cover. I don't think it is an incentive.
Something that you can just get. So it's just like a B cover, but it still does all right considering. So $10 or less is something you can get for this. And then I like this one because it does remind me a lot of that Tedesco that I cannot afford. Plus, it's David Nakayama, who I do enjoy as an artist. This is technically the PS4 variant, like the video game variant for Spider-Geddon 1. And again, I just like it. It's a good cover. I dig it. You can find it for $8 thereabouts if you want to go shopping for one. And you can see it kind of sells in that, $10 to $15 kind of range. When you go out there shopping, which is kind of surprising considering it's not an incentive. I think it's just one of the plethora of variants that they had for this title. Just tons of options, but I like it. I don't know. I like the background.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's a cheaper option to the Tedesco that looks kind of like this that I just can't afford that 1 in 50 because.
Yeah, and like that overexposed skyline is really good too.
Yeah,
it
and then
just
you got the red, and it helps him pop off.
Yeah,
see, it's a good bargain pickup. Is all I'm saying. Just if you like it, I'm not saying it's spec worthy or anything like that. I'm just saying, just for your own personal collection, I think this is worth keeping an eye on or looking out for when you're going out there digging. And then we get One More Day. Now, granted, a lot of these are not the titles that we all ranked very high.
Right
on our tier list, but these I think these were the Marco Djurdovic, if I'm saying his name right, on the 4 issues for One More Day. He did these kind of character portraits. I'm only going to give 3. I didn't give the Peter Parker one, but you had Spidey there, you had a Mary Jane, I think there was a Peter Parker in streetwear, and then you had Mephisto. All the big players in this One More Day apart from Gunshot Aunt May.
Those are the ones I bought.
That'd be an awesome cover. Gunshot Aunt May would be a sick cover.
But for the Spidey one, again, I put this in here because you can find it for like $17 for this one. And did I pass by the ratio on this or this? I don't think this was a ratio. This might have just been another
variant
B cover kind of deal. But it's ultimately like $10. So that kind of $10 to $15 range is still what you're looking at here. And then moving on for a little bit, I know it's very similar with that white background, but this is 669. So this is during the Spider Island event, and there were a lot of different variants in this kind of range. I mean, apart from this being a 1 in 26, why they picked 26, I don't know, but it was a 1 in 26. And then there was a 1 in 52 that was this weird black and white version. And then they had a bunch of 1 in 15s that were like, this is Dan Slott, homaging AF-15. And they had a bunch of different like people and characters like Captain Four Color and whatnot on covers like that. But I'm just looking at the 669, the 1 in 26, I guess, variant, which again, it's like a $25 book. So it's right around ratio, the asking price, but you can see one sold for as little as $4. So you can find these things kind of cheap if you look.
I'd be interested to know what that book goes for 9.8, just because I wonder if it runs into the same category as like the 301, where you got that white cover and it's hard to get that book in high grade because of the cover.
Yeah, white covers are just as tough as black. I mean, dirt just leaches to them like it just.
I agree. There's David. There's a lot of these that look exactly the same for.
Yeah, they kind of do. But
for the Spider-Man stuff,
you limit me to $25, then you're going to get limited on your. I can't put some of these big time Delato books and stuff on here, but I can give you some cheaper Delatos, like this Into the Earth, Part 5.
Huh. That's a Delato.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like shit.
Mysterio is purple. You don't like the purple? I like the purple for Mysterio, but he did a whole run. I'm not going to show you all 6 of them, but he did a whole run of these 1 in 15s where he did. Look, you got an Ock. That one's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a little expensive though.
Yeah,
that's more like I think $50 kind of like book. So couldn't fit. There's a pretty cool Sandman.
Sandman's real cool.
And then there's a Rhino there at the end. Not too bad. But I guess since it's not the most gorgeous of the covers, even though I like the purple, this one does come in that $25 range.
Oh, there you go. Right there.
That's why it fit. The other one's a little pricier. But it even sells for a little less. Like $18 one sold for.
Really? Nice.
You can sneak these things. It's a 1 in 15, so it's not a huge.
No. They're
not huge incentives, but I think it's a cool run of covers. There was, like I said, there missed 2 more.
But there's 2 that are expensive. Yeah.
And then I think I did put a couple extra. I do have bonus. I always do. I can't help it. The Alex Ross, New Ways to Die, they did all these headshots. Yeah. So I went with the Alex Ross Goblin, but there's also the super expensive Granoff, Venom that people like. So that wouldn't have fit anyway. Yeah. And even the Bullseye, I think it's David Finch.
Cool. Yeah,
Bullseye's pretty cool. And again, there's a couple other ones. I didn't show all of them. But the Ross, on the other hand, it would have fit. I mean, it's only $15 if you want to go buying one, and $13.50 is kind of what it sells for. But since this didn't fit the crossover, because it's all ASM books, like it's just basically a major storyline in ASM, it didn't kind of fit the crossover angle. So that's why it's here in the bonus.
All right, cool. All right, good bonus, good stuff, Pete.
No, I got one more.
One more in the bonus, double bonus time.
I know, I got one more, and it's the Grim Hunt, but I went with the second Prince. And this one for Grim Hunt, which I think is kind of a cool Kraven cover.
You do?
Yeah, it was all through ASM, so it didn't fit.
Right.
And I also wanted to include second prints because some of these second prints are kind of cool for the first part, and then this is kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. I like that one. That was good.
This is probably the gem of the bunch if you can find it. 637. This second print is a little pricey though. It's like a $50 plus kind of book. But this one you can still find for $20. The 635.
You like that one, huh?
Yeah, it's not bad. Kraven.
I like the Spidey on the wall. That's good.
Yeah. Spidey on the wall is not too bad either. But they're all a little pricey. The second prints. A lot of people are hunting those now. Those later printings. But that's it. Those are my budget books that you can still kind of find.
All right, cool. Good job, Pete. All right, so we're gonna go back to watching some videos. Once again, we're gonna go to. We've actually had a lot. I know our last couple weeks have been long. Hey, speaking of that, Absolute Geek is on Friday once again. And do you guys know what you're going over yet, Matt, for Absolute Geek?
We're going to be talking about the final Ghostbusters trailer, I believe. I actually have. Let me pull this up right here.
Are you guys going to do some Disney Plus stuff too?
Yeah, we're going to talk some Disney Plus Day stuff. There's all kinds of. We're gonna talk about the Spider-Man trailer and probably go over a lot of the Spider-Man No Way Home leaks that came out this week. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 production starting. Spider-Woman 2, or Spider-Woman potentially being part of the MCU, and is that Sony deal? Squid Game season 2 getting greenlit, stuff like that.
Cool, excellent, sounds good. So go over there, make sure you guys are tuned in. Make sure
the link is below. So if you guys haven't checked out Absolute Geek.
Speaking of links below, also too, as you know, the boys like to sell merch, so we have merch available. We redid we have a second print for one of the Dark Side shirts. The Rennavision stuff's great. I think we got a couple glasses too.
Yeah, I got my glasses, but I didn't clean it yet, so I couldn't use it.
Well, make sure you check out the Dark Side. We'll have some of that merch there too. So, all right. Next up, and Matt, if you want to stick around, you can. But we're just gonna watch videos and bullshit at this point. I'm gonna show you some crazy. There is some interesting stuff that shows up here. I know posters are weird. I tried to do some tunes, so we're gonna try to not get demonetized. But I use YouTube stuff.
I'm a huge fan of that. That's fabric too. Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
So these.
right?
Yeah, the chipmunk voices.
I know. Well, I had to speed it up because GoPro. I don't know how my GoPro's set up, but for some reason it does everything in like 17-minute clips.
So then you just bought a whole box of this, and then it led to. And then after that, like, there's a few more in there. I'll have to sort through them and look at them.
So he didn't want to open them out of the bags. That's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and those same things too, but it's the claymation one. I was like, bro, like people will like that claymation shit. Dude, you gotta do that.
Yeah, there's 3. Well, anyway, I ain't really counting them all. Blood the Last
Oh, good. I'm glad, Obi.
I guess 2 of those. I don't know what this one is. I'm assuming Blood the Last Vampire.
Yeah, I still didn't get my shirts yet.
I got mine.
Then there's another HeroClix one.
I'm telling you, I ordered them like first.
Oh,
that's a Marvel HeroClix one. I was telling them like you got to take them out because you got to sell them. So I've had experience selling posters before because when you buy lots, this is one thing people usually just toss or whatever. But especially video game ones, old Marvel video games do very well. Obviously, any of the Sega ones do good, but I mean, but even this. What's that?
Was that poster like cloth? Like he was rolling it up?
Yeah. So they're called scrolls, wall scrolls. It's like cloth. They're really cool. Like I said, they go from like $10 to $15, and for most of them, and they like when I think he bought 7 boxes for $40.
They're hot sellers at cons, especially with like if they're anime ones and stuff like that.
So next week, I didn't get to it. There's a whole box of anime too that he bought in this lot. He probably spent like $100 on the whole lot. But there's an anime box that we go through with some crazy stuff, and he actually has a quiz. Yeah, so all this stuff is what he bought. This is interesting right here. So you see this? I actually had to take a note of what this is real quickly. This is like 2004 Champion Kawagama promo poster for Magic the Gathering.
Awesome, that's sweet. I didn't even know this existed.
This was laminated. It's brand new. Now, the asking
like
price.
the map of like Middle Earth.
Yeah, it has something to do with Magic, I guess.
It's actually the nice one, the laminated one with the map.
Yeah, so he's like, dude, he was really stoked about this. So later on, I like looked it. I tried to look it up. On eBay, they're asking stupid. There's 2 dealers that are asking in the hundreds of dollars. I think it's probably like $50 to $60 if you actually sell it outright, though. Can I speed it up further? David, come on, man. No doubt we're doing this. So, I mean, he covered pretty much the whole thing for that. But there's also a couple other things that show up. So he got a bunch of the Ross photos in here, too. There was another Magic the Gathering thing that he got there that was probably like $20. And like he asked about it, and it's like, yeah, I know he didn't want to, but all the ones to the right side are like the Marvel Ross, like Ross and Ramato, and then it's the Jim Lee. We started doing a bunch of Jim Lee.
He still has them in like little plastic sleeves. Like
yeah, they're still brand new in the sleeve.
You ain't getting it back in that little plastic sleeve without.
No, that's why he didn't want me taking them out.
Yeah,
that's kind of why I said like some of them that you have dupes, you're gonna have to take one out to show it's like. Then you can sell it in the plastic sleeve after that. There's some Star Wars stuff there too. You should have bought. Hey. We're not gonna make fun of it. We're not gonna make fun of people in the way they look, bro. That's gonna actually really get you in trouble. All right. Oh yeah, this is all a bunch of DC Direct stuff. There's something else coming up here.
Drawing the line at $2.99 poster around here. Somewhere.
Yeah, there was they did a Batman Dark Knight one that they pulled out. There's a Harley one that's going to come up here soon. Is this it? Oh no, this
Yeah, they had a bunch of Jar Jar posters and then a bunch of the episode 1 stuff. And in the episode 1 posters, there's a bunch of ads for Taco Bell. Yeah, for $19.99, we couldn't get any deals on it. I'm waiting for this Harley to come up. Yeah, I don't really eat Taco Bell.
Oh, I do. When I was at the office, I would eat it once a week. Taco Bell
for the Final Fantasy 9
regular rotation.
He had like, I know you do, Dave. I know you're joking. We appreciate it. I do know that the 10 that I was hoping for was well. That's it, dude. You see this? This is on cloth. If anybody knows this, I can't find it. It's Harley Quinn. I'm gonna pull it back real quickly.
Well, that looks like the Arkham one, no?
Maybe. Yeah, it looks like Arkham Knight promotional.
So this was on canvas. It wasn't. I don't know.
Video game.
Like but like a lot of these that were in cloth were like almost vinyl or cloth. This was 100% canvas. You see how even it's folding? You can tell it's canvas. I should hold it up better. Maybe I can get.
I wonder if that was like a pre-order promotional material or something for the game.
It might be. That was probably one of the nicer pieces that we got there. Taco Bell is delicious. Okay.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't care how bad it is for you.
I eat it if I get too drunk, I'll eat some tacos.
Delicious. I could eat some right now. That and some brick oven pizza. It's been on my mind for the last hour.
Oh, that was another. Yeah, so there's some more of these Magic posters coming out. I mean, I was surprised too about how much the Magic stuff was going for. I mean, dude, people love that. So I was telling him like that. So the boxes, we actually were worried because, and he said he's smart. He's like, dude, I was like, I smell smoke, like smoke. He's like, but there's no yellowing of the plastic, no yellowing of the paper and whatever else. It turned out the boxes that they were packed in had like a smoke residue on them. So, yeah, now everybody's craving nachos. Great. Yeah, so those were the salvage Hulk ones. Those were all the red. He got a Bettis. He had like 3 Bettis Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man posters, which are kind of cool. I mean, like a lot of this stuff, like Matt said, like this stuff sells and people sometimes overlook it. It's probably not
like the Magic stuff.
The
reason why I don't like the Magic stuff is that the one shop I go to, if it's like Friday, I'm not going to get dollar bins because they take the dollar bin boxes away because they need the tables for their Magic the Gathering tournament later that night. So they take the dollar bins away from me, so I can't go digging through cheap boxes.
Oh, here comes Batman. Here comes Dark Knight Batman. Yeah, there's some of those that were like still like leased up. I should have done a better job. Camera angle's not the best. I got to fix that, but you know, I'm still working it out. Yeah, that's the one. While I'm ripping his profits.
Well, if you weren't playing fast speed too, you would have gotten a better look because you would have.
Yeah. Maybe that is the one thing we talked about, like how much more cosplayers now are keeping Monday, are paying for things than they used to. Oh, first we're getting strong. We gotta figure out where though we're gonna do this because there was just so much of it and so many doubles and triples. I know. So we can't hear it because we were talking a lot about this and about the way to hang them up. So one of the ways to hang it up is you get the old school fold-out closing racks, and you take pins. You take the safety pins, like the little clip things, and you put one up on top, one on bottom, and you get them to go across that way. It's like to get the ones that you opened already. But since a lot of these were already duplicates, he was kind of putting them in boxes so that there was one that was undone with the rest of the duplicates. That way.
Oh, you're talking about like the wooden clothespins, so you don't damage.
Yeah, lid and clothespins, so you don't ruin it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they make some that have a grip type thing on it too, which kind of helps out. So this is just us putting away, talking about it. Oh, so this is also something very crazy. Here we go. Can you guys see what that is? Yeah, Danger Girls. It's J. Scott Campbell, 1999 poster. This is also something that is now. This one was he actually has a mint to this. This one was like not in the greatest of shapes. But there was also a bunch of Walking Dead posters in there too, by the way, which was kind of cool. But the Danger poster, the 99 Danger poster, goes for a decent penny. Like
in the hundreds of dollars. So like he made in between the one magic thing and that poster, he's going to make 3 times about his money on all these poster boxes that he ended up buying. There's next up though, after we get through this one, in the next one we're gonna have a couple more posters. Oh, these Lady Death things, that was from the movie. So he had got, and he actually, that's not the only one. That's from the movie, the Lady Death animated movie. He's actually got 3 or 4 of those scroll things in still packaged up. So that's kind of cool. As I'm throwing plastic thing, he's like, "Don't take them out of the plastic," and I'm throwing plastic. I'm the worst.
I gotta put this away the right way.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, do you want help going through posters, or do you want me to do it the right way? Because 2 different things. No, he's good. He did not let me put him away though. After a certain point, he's just like, "You're just." I was like, "Yeah, I like going through stuff." Oh, there was a bunch of the Arkham Knight stuff for Batman too, which is kind of cool. I gotta play this one video. Oh, I didn't pull it up. I'm going to pull this one video. I'm going to share this one video real quickly because this was something in between of him going up to get boxes that we got. And I have to show you what was just laying. You can't see it on the other side of the video table. So I'm going to go grab it real quickly. Here we go. It'll be our next video.
So you said he went to go put stuff away, and then
so he's grabbing stuff on garage. No, he's grabbing more stuff.
Well, here's a pile of comic books. So all you comic fans.
So that's like on the other side. This is just sitting on the ground on the other side because you told me to start digging on the ground.
Hey, Dormammu.
So I started digging on the ground. Yeah, first Dormammu. Just sitting there. All right.
Doc Strange books, man. Big fan of Doc Strange.
Ah,
Yeah.
Wow.
first Venoms.
Yeah.
98. You should just have this laying on the ground, dude. Hey, you should probably just this $2.99. Just keep it on the ground. Another $2.99.
Keep it on a tub.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just sitting.
I hate this. You guys, this is
it's
that
legit.
double wrapping pack bullshit that they use.
I do hate that though. Those are in the. Yeah, they were just sitting. You know how you're like just start taking pictures of the ground. You told me that on the last one, and you wanted me to go dig. So I literally looked because I'm waiting for him to come back down because we had gotten some stuff. It's like later on in this, and I was like, I'll just dig on the ground for Pete for a little bit.
To our own.
Oh, this might be 17 minutes though. So we'll give the rest of this video after I edit.
Said I want to see what's under the table.
This is all for you.
That's not. That's a not that.
It wasn't what was listed on it.
Manual.
Probably shouldn't show this because he's like, "What are you doing while I'm going and bringing more stuff down?" Just digging through. He actually says,
Fallout 3.
There's Venom with the Venom on it.
"Yeah, that's probably David. You're probably right. I probably should have shown it after."
Oh.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't even know if you guys
Put him in my pocket.
Grab the bag. Those are like Christmas presents that are hidden.
Yeah, this is still there. This is this guy, same guy's house. Same guy's house. Yep. We're just switching around stuff and looking at it. I really got to do a better job of filming.
Cap. Trying to figure out.
There's a lot of caps in there. That was one of the bags that were originally underneath the table. We did clean up the table so you could see stuff in it.
He was in that bag.
I can't.
Quickly.
Okay, I'll slow down next time. I did fast forward this.
Not slow down. You gave up too quickly.
Gave up too quickly. No, that actually was cool. I probably should have gone through that more. See, I was able to see what was going on. I just if you look the cameras to the side. Yes, it was dark.
Hey, dude, you got a bunch of comics there. You might want to go through. There's a Spider-Man 298, Spider-Man 299 over there.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like on the ground, dude. You probably should.
He's just like, yeah, whatever.
I mean,
Yeah, it's whatever.
yeah.
They're not on the ground. They're on a plastic tub.
I have a lot of comics left.
He does have everything. Yeah, see, I was like, I was just digging through shit while we.
Don't say that because I'm gonna open up these GI Joe boxes real quick.
We actually, oh my god! I shut off the camera later on because he's like, "Well, we'll do that on another video." We actually opened up those boxes. They're fucking amazing. They are fucking amazing.
Yeah, sure. Turn off for during the GI Joe stuff.
I know. Well, he's like, "We're not gonna do it." He's like, "Hey, dude, I want to show you something real
I haven't
quick."
even looked at these yet.
On
My
my way
brother
out.
briefly looked at them,
Diamond boxes?
and then I picked
Yeah.
them up today.
I have to fast forward through this because they're video games, and then we end up looking them up. So I'm gonna stop showing this. We'll go through the rest of this video next time because we actually start looking up some of the prices because they're like CD-ROMs. This was kind of thrown in with the posters, but yeah, I mean it gets a little, it gets a little rough there. So I'll go through that one later. Let's get through the rest of the poster, and then there actually is a video game box at the end of this. So I sped it up. I did a better job, part 2, showing the posters.
This might be cool. This is you know what Spider-Man is, right?
You gotta teach you how to cut the audio.
I know. I don't know how to do that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Marvel Knights. Greg Horn Marvel Knight poster.
There's ways where I want some of the audio to be heard, though, and I don't want other portions of the audio to be heard, so I got to figure out that.
Well, once you put the music in, it's kind of hard to hear it
right
at
here.
high
You
speed
take this,
anyway.
put this out.
Well, I lowered the music.
Tell me to take it all
Well, now it sounds more like you guys were sucking on helium rather than.
No, we did. Oh, yes, we did. I know this.
Well, I think this is at.
This is a friendly one. Because you were able to sell broccoli head. I know, I did sell broccoli.
Yeah, so
you know what? Those are the claymation ones, right? Yeah.
Claymation.
we have a bet.
$10
Yeah, the
I
claymation
guarantee you
reindeers.
will
That if I can sell one of
you know
those.
what? You put that up at the shop. This one, these
Oh,
right
like
here.
Rudolph?
You take this, put this
Yeah,
out.
yeah. He said those won't sell. I said, oh, I bet they will. And I tried to make a bet with him, and he's like, because at the last show he told me I couldn't sell broccoli head, and I said, no, the chat.
This is a friendly
They told me I could sell Green Lantern stuff, so I sold Green Lantern broccoli head. So he just wanted to make a bet anymore.
Yes, the reindeer, like the Island of Misfit Toys. It's the elf that wants to be a dentist.
It's us a feel for what we
Yeah.
should be selling.
He does. He literally has everything.
Alright, so these are like the
That's not. I think it's an IPA, not Dr Pepper, but close enough.
Is it the shit? It's good enough. We'll say that these are very, very dusty.
Good. So you don't like the music selection of
Yeah, I mean that was
free?
originally retailing I think for like $10.
Yeah,
So-
that was one of the ultimates that he had. $10, not bad
Oh, Ultimate
Yeah,
Spidey.
it's a friendly.
for the Spideys.
Yeah. They have them in hand.
As I'm yanking and throwing these around. Oh wait, who was that one?
Or whatever.
I need to learn how to clip and then still leave the rest of them because I tried it.
Table, so that
Yeah, so we went.
Yeah.
Now he's going. He's like, hey, there's a box. He's like, there's a
I don't know
box.
This is the
that.
best room, dude. I was clearing stuff around this
He's
area.
like, there's
Yeah.
a box I wanted to find.
It was heavy as hell.
He's like, I didn't
I
open this
rotated
because I was waiting for you to come
It
over.
says
It's
video
heavy
games
as shit
and-
though. So move out of the way.
Warhammer. So I think this is the one I was looking for because with video games as hot as they are, I mean this is a heavy box. Let's take it over. Let's see what it is. Yeah. I'm gonna move out of your way. Oh
Get out of the
shoot.
way.
Almost
I
bit it.
almost tripped and fell right into it.
Oh, there's some. Not that big. I'll show you. I actually picked one up for you. The bulky.
Oh, I
one,
picked
like,
him up some
It's like a 3-pack for
Pokemon
like
stuff.
10. Yeah. It's so this is the box. Okay. It's kind of like 40 pounds. See what's in the box. So when it says.
He's like, I think I kind of. He bought this like at a
I think this is what I was looking for because
at a garage sale and then kind of just packed it away and then labeled it and
I
didn't
knew
go
I had
through
another
it.
box full of like old games.
But he
And
knew it was in
Warhammer, what
there.
does Warhammer fit? What do those things go for? Do you know? Because we had somebody one time tell us about those. And he was
Matt, you know about that, right? Warhammer.
People love this stuff, and they
I'm
pay
not
them
a
and they play the
Warhammer
game.
player.
Then if you pay
No,
somebody-
but it's one of your friends, Grizz. That's Warhammer.
He was,
But,
yeah.
I mean, I think I
Does he-
found these
he
at,
doesn't
like,
do it
a
anymore?
market or a garage sale
Well,
many, many years ago.
It's
But these are
kind of
pretty
hard
old.
to do that when
What
you're
is this feel?
no longer alive.
Oh, my bad. Sorry to hear that, man.
No, it's all good.
Oh, damn.
I don't know. Just ask your I don't think they know.
I don't.
I figured you would have been told about
Yeah, they
that.
probably will.
No, nobody
Yeah, I
told
mean,
me.
I have the manual. I know it was a popular game.
Can't remember what game that
64
was.
because it was Ogre Battle.
Ogre Battle. Does anybody know the game Ogre Battle?
And they got 2 human manual. It's too bad because get it? Too bad, 2 human. The game was actually a very, very good game, but
So when he
they
goes in
had a
here,
lawsuit. I think it was the Unreal Engine they used without permission. Oh, really? And they got sued off, and then they couldn't. The game ended
Yeah,
on a
Warhammer
cliffhanger,
does
too.
sell.
I shouldn't be looking in the box while you're talking.
It does.
I'm looking in the box. Okay, well, anyway, Fantasy Star
Before the internet.
fairly rare. Is it fairly rare? Yeah, that's what he said. He said, ask the chat. I said they'd know. Ogre Battle 64.
Fantasy Star was always like
I have no clue what that is or what the game's about.
It was been around just as long as Final Fantasy.
This is actually cool.
It came out for the
Ogre
same
Battle.
like that. Star Raiders, Atari. I think this was originally my aunt's. And then, like, you know, when she passed away.
Is that the one that's
like,
got? No,
I got
one of
it
them's
for
got a
free.
comic in
But it
it.
still has the
We
box
opened it up
and
too. There's like a mini comic.
And the original camera price is
Not that Atari.
There's a comic book in here?
Yeah, no, it's in there.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it has it. Do you mind if I open it? Go for it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's got a comic in it. By the way, that has got a comic in it.
Nostalgic for the purpose of the fact that it was my aunt's, and not necessarily if it has any value. Okay, so this says that it has a DC comic book in it. It does. Atari Force.
Oh, Atari Force.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
That
like
is
a
pretty
Atari
cool,
Force
dude.
mini comic that
Atari
comes
Force.
in that
Mhm.
package. Nobody that we know was in it. I was looking to see if it was anybody's like first art or anything.
I'm gonna look to write the artist's name
While
on
I'm
it.
thumb rubbing the corners on that comic book.
I don't know who any. Good thing.
So what was Ogre Battle
Nobody
64,
worth-
guys? What the heck was it?
Nobody wears
Was it like an
Dude,
RPG
this
or
is
was
kinda
it?
cool though? It's like full page color. Ah, what do you know?
I'm
Still got
guessing
it in there,
it's
too.
more
Yeah.
probably like
Just
a
kinda keep it all
Battletoads
together.
type of game. You just
Well,
gotta-
two guys apparently knew it. Leftover and
So,
Double J's
games,
apparently knew what it was.
Sealed DS game, Golden Sun, the Dark
So he's got a
Knight.
bunch of sealed DS games in here,
Never played the
and then
game.
we get to
But
the
this is
GameCube
kinda what
too.
caught my eye. That's what caught my eye. Yeah, I was looking in there.
Yeah, do you see that game right there?
Full manual.
It's the
and-
full game. The full game of that. That's Pokemon Soul or Silver or whatever. It's like $80 to $100 that he just found laying in that box. It's like, dude, come on, man.
So, Silent Hill Sealed Homecomings, the soundtrack.
He's got a bunch of soundtracks in here too for like Silent Hill games.
I don't know how to pronounce this. Desega?
I think we only get halfway through
And
this
the soundtrack's
box.
still sealed. I got the soundtrack for Yggdrasil Union still sealed. Which is kinda cool.
I think that's for about $150.
Wait,
Ogre
what's
Battle
that?
Watch my
64.
shows before. I don't know how to pronounce half the
Which
stuff.
one?
I just make it up as I go.
Ogre Battle.
Does it?
Union.
Jesus Christ.
Final Fantasy VIII Black Label. It has all the stuff. in it.
Final Fantasy VIII. He's got all the PlayStation ones for
Man,
that.
that's sexy. That's so sexy.
I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy, so I'm the one saying it's really sexy.
Apparently, I bought a lot of soundtracks.
I love it.
I wonder if
Oh, Chrono Trigger.
So that's something I
So
don't
yeah,
know.
we're going through this box. Him buying it for I won't tell you the price, but it wasn't expensive. What he bought this box for, and now this box, like at the end, he asked, and it's like $6,000. This box has got at least $6,000 worth of stuff.
This is the original Konami. Probably just bought this collection and then I didn't really look at everything.
Castlevania.
They're complete. I mean,
Yeah.
the box is a little beat up, but looks like everything's in here.
That thing was crazy expensive too, because we started using the scanner and scanning stuff to see what they were.
Yeah, there's that.
I'd never even heard of that before.
Yeah, it was a game for the PlayStation.
You opened it up so you didn't see what the outside
Jesus,
said.
can't remember
man,
the
how
name
much
of
does
it.
it probably cost for this thing originally?
Yeah, lose something.
Maybe like $80, $60. I mean, most games that actually haven't really went down over the years. They
No,
just
no,
kinda
yeah.
stick around the same price. But 60 or 80. Oh, Final Fantasy 3.
We on the next video,
Yeah, this is
which
the
isn't on
DS
this one, we will do
Lost
it
Blue.
tomorrow. I'll have it.
DS, dude. So yeah, it doesn't just have like the game in it, but there's a bunch of
Yeah, Lost
manuals
Blue is
and art
expensive
books and
too.
stuff like that. So I'm probably gonna show you
We
that.
actually scan that later to show you the price on it. Lunar,
I
yeah,
know this is it's a hard to find game. Oh, that's Lunar 2, not Lunar 1. Yeah.
it's Lunar 2.
There's Tales of Symphonia, but looks like the case has seen better days. But
We're gonna sub that out, but it's all right because we found a case that didn't have any games in it, so we'll.
Side of it looks like it's all brown.
No, that's a GameCube.
Oh, the little ones. Yeah.
Still sealed, or the PlayStation
Little
2,
discs.
which is kind of cool.
Does this still sound like porn music, or is this better?
$748 at Meijer at one time on clearance. I mean, I don't know if this
What's
is a good
Gracie?
Game, but, well, I mean,
That-
these open versions of these are going for
Gracie. Wait,
this one.
what was Gracie?
Probably $100 maybe. Yeah, over that, bud. No, good. Metroid Prime. Oh no, that's for yeah.
He has sealed versions of his Metro Prime ones too. He's got like 3 of them. Yeah, that Luna thing was, I think, in the condition it was with everything in it. I think it was going for something like 160 to 220.
Wow, a sealed Wind Waker.
Yeah, sealed Wind Waker, dude. Yeah. No, not one, bro. Not one. There's another one in that box
Wait, did
too.
Player's Choice for the Cube, was that just a reprint on the Cube because you couldn't translate the regular
That's like $90, $100 too for that sealed Wind Waker.
Is that how
because
they
it's
work?
a
'Cause I know they
great-
did it later with they just reprint the game and then they put it in a like special like a little thing at the top. I know
Yeah,
they did
sealed.
with PlayStation, but it wasn't. You could use the old games. They just re-released them. So I'm gonna like keep the sealed games over here because I gotta figure out like what to do with those.
I mean, we were, yeah, so we're literally digging through boxes that he bought and never opened.
Tales of the GameCube? Yeah, I do. I got like 3
You're
games.
grading some of this stuff.
I know.
Yeah, Mario Kart Double Dash, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, Resident Evil 4, Tales of Symphonia. I mean, this game's still like a 30. Man, in this shape, probably $38 game.
Yeah, that's the open, and then he ends up pulling out 2 that are like sealed.
Some really good stuff. It's GameCube stuff. Do you have
So where do you get these from?
Super Smash Brothers?
He bought like a whole garage sale, like it's 2 different garage sales that he bought, and then just put them in a box. And he's like,
Eternal Darkness.
he tells you later, like he's like, oh, I was deciding if I was gonna play some of these games, and then
Still sealed.
and then if I wasn't, and he's like, then I had a bunch of doubles, so I just
bought
threw.
it and then bought it again, thinking that I didn't have it, and then I had it again.
Yeah.
Batman Begins still sealed for the GameCube. Bought it for less.
So then he'd
Hey,
buy all
I
this stuff.
got a bunch of sealed games I never got around to, but I only have one. Like I don't have multiples.
I used to work at Meijer. Did you? Yeah.
Buying extras.
I mean, everybody in Michigan used to work at Meijer. I did not. I was not a union member that worked.
Oh, that's only the first half. We have another half. I guess if it's slow, if people want to watch it, we can put up the next half of it. But it's we didn't fast forward it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Chat, tell us what you want. I know we're getting to game. Also a great game. There's some better games that they get into there too. Just want to do a little something.
I'm with JJ though. My backlog of games. I have so many sealed games. It's ridiculous. Just haven't gotten around to playing them.
I mean, it starts getting crazy in there, but I think he did all right. I mean, between that, there's another box with the buyout that he did. The boom chicka saw boom music in the background, and you're moaning and saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, it is. That's a bit sus." I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But you get what you get for free music.
It was just a long way to say the porn music in the background.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where is the other? I'm wondering if this is it.
No, sir.
I
was not qualified.
This is gonna be
enough to work
17.
I don't really have anything good to say about them or bad to say about them, but I will say that like I do like.
We're talking about he worked at Myers.
Final
So like
Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
back when he was a kid, that's how he kind of got like a lot of stuff on
Oh no way,
Geist
Bro.
still sealed.
bro!
Yeah. I do love
What are we
Fatal.
doing here?
Naruto Ultimate Ninja
Yeah.
for PlayStation 2. Greatest
Naruto.
I don't know why people like it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Phil Lee told me to watch Naruto. I'm like,
Naruto, people like Naruto.
I love this game.
That's still sealed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem with this is greatest hits.
I like the
Rain
Lego
2
stuff.
Still sealed.
No,
What's
you
the
do.
price on that? How much that originally?
Yeah, Blood Rain.
That's funny.
$3.
Silent Hill
They
2.
made a movie out of that.
Complete.
Those echoes.
Silent Hill 2 is good.
Yo, these.
What's Silent Hill 2 go for? I know Silent Hill 1 goes for a lot. Oh yeah.
Only?
Those are good games.
Still sealed.
Oh no, wait, non-sealed. I'm saying non-sealed.
Oh,
It's like-
okay. Sealed there.
Like those were legit
Yeah,
creepy
especially
games, like the
GameCube.
Silent
Yeah,
Hill.
yeah,
When
people
you're
like
playing
that
it, you
stuff.
start getting freaked out by the sounds and
Hand
just
me
the
the
quiet,
sealed
then your
stuff,
radio
because I
starts
wanna
going
do that
loud because things are coming
on
at
a
you.
hand-
Have this back.
Yeah.
Probably just games that I kind of just like thought I was gonna.
I'm gonna keep this game. Just kidding. I'll give it back.
Yeah, so there's 17 more minutes of going through games. Should I speed this up, guys, or should I?
So that was the one I didn't get to play. Earlier doing that crap.
You should talk me out of calling out of work tomorrow so I can just order a pizza and play video games all day because that's what I really feel
Silent
like
Hill
doing right
2
now.
open. There's some on eBay for 80, for 135, 94.
Advance Wars.
That's for a pretty penny.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. These.
Because I'm reminded of Fire Emblem because like it's like Fire Emblem but with tanks maybe.
This is sealed, but it's.
I don't even remember what I did with all my old games. I think I gave them to my brother, and he probably sold them or traded them in at like GameStop for nothing.
The 5-day weekend starts today.
Oh, Blaster Master.
We're probably. Hey, by the way, we're probably too on. We're gonna cover whatever they do with Star Wars. Wise, obviously on Sunday we'll cover the Disney Plus stuff, but we also got a fantasy Book of Fett game coming up. Do we?
These are good games too.
If you have a problem with it, blame Jedi and JJ because they're the ones that came up with the rules. So it's too
We'll have more
complicated.
trivia too. I think we're doing.
We're also doing more trivia. Yeah, we're gonna do more trivia too. The trivia is turning out.
And part 2 of the High Republic
Where
stuff.
we give away all that stuff. We got to figure out a way to give away stuff, but not give away so much. Maybe.
Yeah, because we still got to give away the stuff from last week's giveaway. I'm just gonna do it on Instagram. I'll let you guys know who won.
Yeah, Dave. I think and I think he's getting to selling it, but I think too you got to think. Hey, what's going on, Astro? We're going through boxes. We're going through boxes of video games at this point. Oh yeah, that's another. That other poke. That one's sealed too. I think. No, it's not
Is that
sealed.
gold?
Yeah, I think.
What's a Pokewalker?
Just like Pokemon Go before Pokemon Go was a thing.
But they did. This one wasn't the one he's seeing if the Pokemon Walker was in it, and it wasn't. But this wasn't the one that came with, which was like Pokemon
I
Go.
don't think it has Pokemon Go.
Yes. This is the guy that has got the whole house full of goods. Yes, he decided to open up a box, and then he was like, let's open this box that I bought a bunch of stuff years ago, and I haven't gone through before. And we go through and find about $6,000 worth of video games in it that he bought for like $40. So,
$1 a pound.
yeah, but I think that's it. Like when you buy something like this, when it's only $40, you're not in like a huge hurt. Like you don't have to, but
So it had like that type thing.
yeah, it is pretty strong. Yeah, that's the little walker thing we were showing you. We started getting smarter.
No, it's
Uh,
so Let me see that.
and start scanning stuff to see what the prices are on things. I don't have a scanner on my phone for it, but he did. So
I don't know if the bottom's gonna fall out, JJ. It's just like
no, he's saying he's
everybody's
saying.
saying like the comic market's gonna fall. The bottom's gonna fall. But I don't know at this point.
I mean, some of that stuff is going to be what some of that stuff is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, garbage is still gonna stay garbage.
yeah.
But
Well, some people are selling garbage and pumping it up, and I think that type of stuff's going to fall back down. You know what I mean? But like the good stuff is going to be like all that Pokemon stuff is going to still be good. Everybody loves it.
Star Killer?
So you could play all your games apparently into
Unleashed with a mini comic.
He probably does somewhere. It's probably in a box somewhere. And there's just so much stuff. That was kind of cool. He's like, don't show that because that might be bootleg and it might be illegal.
No, I think they sold those in stores.
You could play all the
Yeah,
the
you can
setups
plug
on it.
in whatever cartridge into those things.
Yeah.
I remember seeing those. It was like as seen on TV kind of things. Christmas time end cap stuff.
Beautiful condition. You might want to.
Oh, Shadow of Hearts. Yeah, that was a good one too.
$100 or $200 game, but
Shadow of Hearts.
I don't know how things are.
Not all of us have scanners. They just got a new phone.
Oh, I'll scan it.
Oh, so yes, this is where we become smart and we start getting the scanner and scanning stuff for prices so that we can figure out what's in this box. How much it costs.
And I just don't remember actually.
Oh shit!
Or is it like more than that?
More than what?
Really?
More than $200? Because
Oh, did you hit it at the same time as I did?
What's that? No, I didn't hit it.
Eric's comment about the Star Wars.
Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I was thinking of that.
Yeah, I know this one was really good. It was a short printed game.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Yeah, a couple $100.
$100.
Yes, now I feel like playing video games right now.
Yeah, he was just like, $100, whatever. I'm like, I thought it was $200, so $100.
Unfortunately, this one has some crud on the back.
Yeah, but it's still just $100 just in your hands.
Yeah, he's like, $100. Yeah.
Who cares? Just take that out and then put into new packaging.
Yeah, new case. Needs a new case, but it's okay, I guess. Maybe $50 or $60.
Guess there would be no rush.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Obviously, he's not going through this if he doesn't think that he wants to move it eventually. You got to also think though, like there is expenses to selling, right? So how much are you willing to put in, and what are you willing to put in? Like you try to, like that's it. He just bought all those posters. Now he's got to move them quickly because they take up a lot of space. That's going to take up space. So what video games is he going to move in, and what other what other type of things are you going to move in to get going? And are you going to try to send everything out to grade it? Now, this is also, guys, so we were, in the meantime, we were trying to hit up Legos. This is one right now that's on sale, and if you can find it, these Ninjago Dragons, like that set's about to be discontinued. We suggest you would pick that up, because when they do, they quadruple in price easily.
Any dragon?
Yeah, if you can get any dragon, go ahead and get them. But this one right here is about to be at the end of its, I know we did the car thing last time. But
and it retailed, I think, for like $30. I mean, they're still around, but like that one, I think they're probably going to be retiring.
It's retiring soon. It's like one of the for the Lego hunters. This is like one of the hot ones to get right now.
Yeah, they're just retiring that one right there. So.
If I see any Dragon Ninjago on clearance, I'll buy it.
He's gonna get more, yes.
Gumi Tensei Digital Devil Saga. Switching back to.
Don't know what that is at all.
I think.
Damn, did you play all these games? Bro,
no, this is a collection I bought.
Oh, okay.
But these were games I always wanted to play. So Shin Megami Tensei, I think it's like the Persona. Have you ever heard of Persona? Well, it's a very much a like, it's like, I don't know, Pokemon meets like a Pokemon game, but they're demons and devils instead of the game starts with the world ending or something like that, and you're just like, I don't know, devil tamer or dragon tamer or demon tamer. I never played the game, so I don't know.
It's weird that it's in a little crate inside the box. So whoever sold it to him sold it into
it. Actually, no. I think they were like spread out everywhere, and he got these little crates and then put them into the little crates.
Put the crate inside the box. Huh?
It actually, it's good because it does keep them in pretty decent condition, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'll ask him. He wouldn't let me reset them though, so I think they were set in a certain way. Because I tried to reset them, and then he was like, "Yeah, no."
Probably like low, yeah. The first one I see on eBay is like $118.
Yeah, this one's more than.
Yeah, he just keeps pulling out $100 games, bro. I mean, it was stupid. There's stuff like I never heard of and would never. Like I had a PS2, but
there were so many games. Like you get into some of those weird like RPGs and like the Japanese RPGs.
I couldn't believe how much open games are going for though. Like not even sealed games, the open games that you're paying. People are paying 180, 90.
The entire collection of all
or collect them, but there's people who just legit just want to play them. I was like,
yeah,
cool reality RPG, Japanese RPG thing.
Yeah,
but they made 4 games.
And it's like obscure stuff that hasn't been modded out on the internet where you can use.
And that's it. When you see a lot of the I like RPGs too, and a lot of the stuff that comes through the RPGs was stuff that didn't really get set up.
Ark the Lad, Twilight.
I didn't actually watch this. I actually had to take a phone call at this point. I mean, because you go down here and it's like a casino, right? There's no clocks, so you go down for like 15 minutes and it's 3 hours later.
Yeah, it does.
You're digging under pool tables.
Games. And I got these like fancy little cases for these things.
Yeah, there's the case then. Whatever it is, it seems to fit those games.
They are fancy, dude. They're really super cool.
Probably should wait for Marco.
I'm not cherry picking anything.
We got Xenogears, which is...
Oh, yeah, dude. JJ, I'm down for that.
When I was a kid, it was a really, really good game.
It's Sega Saturn.
Because the game was like...
It's crazy, like... So him and his brother, like the knowledge that they have, just like on all this stuff, like I think I know a decent amount, but like I'll sit there and listen. As you can tell during these videos, they're doing a lot of talking, man. I'm not doing a lot of it because just their knowledge across the board on a lot of shit is just unbelievable, man.
Mech Warrior type-ish game.
Is that good? I don't know. Is that good?
What's that?
I don't. The leftover at Double J. We should have had these two guys on because they're yelling at us about the prices in some of these games. And is that okay? You can keep saying the name all you want.
Robots fighting each other.
Yeah. So yes, it's expensive. Like how expensive though? Like
this game is rad. Get it? Because it's rad. Robot alchemic drive.
Do you know that dad jokes are banned for? They haven't been reinstated yet.
What are you talking about?
I know, dude.
All the bad jokes.
I know he does. He really does pull out crazy stuff.
$100.
But they know all about it. Like it's just. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. I really want it. Those tubs back.
Expensive piles over here. That's the not so expensive pile anymore.
No, it's fine. The CD is really, really clean, even though I dropped it.
Oh, that's right. The black bottom PS1s.
Yeah, like this is a whole stack right here of games that are 100+ games right here. These are just the hundreds. These over here are 100+ games. These over here were only like $20 to $40 games. Like he had.
I've got 2 sealed copies of Silent Hill Room because that was another one of the ones where I bought it thinking I was going to play it and I never did. And then, well, years later, I still have it sealed. So I should probably get it graded or something. I don't know. I should send out a lot of these to get graded. This one doesn't even have any entries.
That's good.
On eBay. And here's lesson number 1.
This one's unknown.
And
that's when you know it's something good when you're like, you can't find it on the internet, dude. Like, okay, cool.
Maybe. I mean, if it's a Japanese RPG or a fighter, I usually buy. Yeah, this one doesn't have any entries either.
Think about that. This guy years ago, this guy like 10 years ago was going out to garage sales and buying Japanese RPGs and fighting games. And how's that working out for? Well, I mean, if he sells them, how's that working out for Dave now? Probably pretty good.
Another
Very true.
I was looking at my feet. Look what I saw. Fantastic Four. Like just.
Yeah, he doesn't buy from eBay. He usually he does. Yeah, he goes to like he hunts. He hunts a lot.
Yeah,
man, it's crazy.
They did say they wanted to see some stuff underneath the table. I was like,
underneath the table.
Like, why are you digging through there? I was like, I do dig.
Yeah, Pete, I'm talking about you.
Grandia, this is a good game.
What's that?
What are you saying?
I'm under the table digging because of you, and I'm forgetting that the camera's up top. So when you're like, "Oh, you don't go under the table and show us anything," right? Because I'm down there just digging through the shit. Going like,
you're still not showing us, so you're doing part of it. You're not doing
I'm still doing that. Well, this is after. So like that video where I show her the ASM like 298 and 28 whatever. We're sitting over there. That was after this because he goes up to get another box.
Dude, that thing's sucks.
Look at this.
I'll take it.
Oh, so you're
And
just
I did
starting
the
the
Zelda
under.
Wind Waker. Now this one's GameCube. This one's not sealed
what's
like
that?
the other one is. This is the Wind Waker.
Oh, nice.
This one's not sealed like the other one. I'm sorry.
Scan that. What was that though? How much is it?
I mean, sorry that they all can't be sealed. man.
right? Yeah, right.
I'm sorry I played some of my video games.
Nobody
over the
needs.
years.
This isn't a measuring contest.
Yeah, where he goes, I play it, but then he goes like 2 minutes before. Oh, this is actually a collection I just picked up and never played. So
Mario Kart Double Dash. You were asking for Mario Kart. I think
Not
that's
that
the
one.
second copy. I
No,
have
I was
there.
asking Super Smash Brothers.
Oh.
yeah, that was the one I was hoping. The Super Smash Brothers do well. JJ and Leftover.
Mario Kart for
I wonder if it does. I mean, that game was so popular for the GameCube.
2 for the GameCube. That's kind of cool. Probably a good one, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be scanning every one of these and wasting everybody's time.
No. Scan
That's
them. They
like
want to know.
$75.
$75. Jesus.
Yeah, those
So what
piles
do you
just.
think this
Roughly-
box? This,
I think. Well, I've been doing
this,
the math in
this
my head.
box is probably
I bet
like $5,000.
Yeah, I've been doing the math in my head. We're around 5-6.
Piles and piles of
Yeah,
money.
it was like around $6,000.
The seal games are very much a variable because Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's
Oh,
Mansion?
This
Does
one
that?
is kind of cool. I can't pronounce that. Maybe
Yeah,
one of
I
you-
can see Luigi's Mansion. all day in demand.
Karuga.
Disc only $60.
The disc.
Isn't that
itself
Luigi's
is
first
$60.
game where he was headlining on his own?
I
This
guess.
is about 80 with the thing.
Yeah, I mean this is a $6,000 box,
Everything.
bro.
About
Yeah.
I take it you didn't pay
80,
$6,000 for
90.
this box.
This box is a mix of one collection I bought from a guy that like this is probably like 10 years ago. He had a storage unit and then I bought all his video games and then all his like DVD miscellaneous stuff. I'll break that box out in a minute because the other part of this collection was this box right here.
We're not breaking that.
Yeah.
We're not breaking that
This
out
box right
tonight.
here.
Okay.
We'll do that.
A
Because
very
there's so
weird
much
box.
stuff.
It's like
There's so much
no
crazy
DVDs,
stuff in there.
but
And if
things
you
that
know
came
anybody
with all
that
the
knows a
DVDs.
lot about anime,
Okay.
so Mario
have them
44,
come next show for the after hours for this viewing
Mario,
party because
Paper
like
Mario,
Paper Mario.
just Paper Mario.
World.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Because
Mario.
that box has got some like I started sending
This is the
pictures of
box I was
shit out
kinda
to
looking
people and they're
for
like,
because I know
oh,
that,
yeah.
like
I was like, well, how much? And they're like,
Well,
well,
all right,
how
okay, you
can
put
I
it
buy
on
it?
the
And I was like,
back
well, tell me how much you're gonna pay
I'm
for
gonna
it.
sort
Then
out
tell
this
me.
later, but I'll break out that other box.
So I was thinking about how
See
to
what's-
start breaking down some of this stuff over here.
All right, I think that's kind of like the end of this
So I have
box.
Dark Cloud 2 for the GameCube,
Oh.
and now I
Yeah.
have the guide to go with it.
Also, he got all the guides to go with this.
Yeah, I mean, at some point,
Those
one
things I
day
don't
when I
can still
get bored of video games or
collectible.
whatever, I might like pair it up with the thing.
We're slowly but surely trying to go through them all, Astro. I'm telling you, I got that right there. These two boxes back there. Can they see my? I don't know if you can see my clicker. The
No,
top
yeah,
two,
yeah.
the top two plastic boxes out of the 4 to the left. I got to actually go through, and they're all carded original GI Joes in plastic containers.
So they're up here in the corner where I'm flashing and unflashing the logo.
Yeah. Okay. So the one to the left there, those two to the left of that, where he's flashing and unflashing. I got to go through them. He promises us we'll be able to see them one day. They are phenomenal. They make that video game box look ridiculous. So that's what we got for today.
You should just have this laying on the ground.
Yeah. Oh wait, we're gonna
Oh,
remove
okay,
that. I'm
whatever.
trying to remove that for this. Yeah, because that's just laying on the ground. All right, that's what we got. I don't think we're going to cover home improvement. I want to really think. I really want to thank Matt and Absolute Geek guys. We don't have it in a. The kids are home from school because people can't wash their fucking hands.
Well, that's
when they
you.
wipe their ass. Yeah. So we got to cut it short of our 3 hours. Matt, thanks again for being here. Once
No
again,
problem. Thanks
plug
for
the
having me,
show
guys.
real quickly. No.
Yeah, Absolute Geek Podcast. You can catch us Friday nights, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time over at Absolute Geek Podcast on YouTube. So
We're gonna have to have Matt back for some other stuff too. It's always fun. I always
And the
enjoy
link's
my time.
below too.
The link is below, so make sure you check it out. Yeah, steal those comics. Okay, I'm not. He's a friend. I'm not. I'm not stealing anything from. See, this is the problem with you guys. You guys are like, let's see what's in the boxes, and the next thing is start looting. No, you degenerates. He does have awesome stuff. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. We'll get you some more of the videos. He probably will watch this on replay. So yeah, keep those comments up, keep the thumbs up, and we'll get through more stuff. In the meantime, we'll see y'all later. Make sure you're checking out Absolute Geek. They're doing good, fun stuff over there. Make sure you are watching the Star Wars show exclusively on Rennavision, Tales from the Dark Side.
we got some crazy stuff coming up this week. Pete, you know what I'm doing, right? You want to hit it?
I'm waiting for you to be done.
I'm done. Would you hit the button already, Pete? Hit the button. Thank you, everybody, very much. We'll see you later.
Thanks, guys.
Well, I don't know where it is.
I'll do it now.
Oh, thanks.
No. Oh, no.
Just
All right,
hit
guys.
the button.
We'll see you on Sunday.